That cake's hot.
Check-in, come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello.
It's not static, AM radio.
It's the Coolbet Red Hot Nielson Show. Let's go. Everybody tune in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macramalla intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack at 6 o'clock, I'm logging with some sirloin bites.
Good morning, AM Nasties. What's going on? Dusty and Lieutenant Eric with you. And it's game day. It's finally here. Can you believe it? Oh, my God. I've been waiting. My life hasn't existed properly since the last time these guys played. So this is very exciting. We're coming at you from the Popeyes, Louisiana kitchen studio where the wings are hotter than the Oilers tonight, right? That's... I think they might lose. But anyway, we'll get to that as we work our way through the show. Today, you can text us anytime. Paris Jewelers Inbox, 780-218-9999. 22 locations, 4 provinces, 1 great website, www.parisjewelers.com. And if you're one of those cheapskates, you can buy it now. You don't have to pay for a year. www.parisjewelers.com. The inbox will be hopping. I do believe we are back. We are so back. Tune in and iHeart working properly. Nathan finally got it done yesterday, boys.
Did he respond?
Well, I continued
late at night, lying in bed.
I was basically on tilt until, I don't know, 1 o'clock, 1:30. I think around 12:20, Tune in and iHeart started working properly again. But Trev, you saw me like between 9 and 11 here yesterday. I was not in a good spot. That's probably the most rattled I've been since we launched this thing.
I've never seen you like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad thing, but I was like, hello, Mr. Nielson. I was making sure to be.
How you doing, boss?
Yeah. I was keeping my distance. I was.
I literally, this is how frustrated I was yesterday. I went for a bloody walk between shows. I was just like, I need some fresh air.
I was like,
and I went outside and I walked, and then I did get in my truck after and got some Burger King breakfast. But I did walk. I walked for a bit because I was so frustrated. But yeah, it looks like everything's back. Please let us know if you have any issues on tuning in our iHeart today. If you do, I'm going to lose my bloody mind. But I think everything is good today. The inbox is obviously flying along tube socks and it says, guys, trouble free on iHeart. That's what I'm talking about. iHeart and TuneIn know that today is the opener for the Edmonton Oilers, so they had to be on point. And we got a jam-packed show for you today. Like, to be honest with you, there's probably too much today. Probably should dial it back a bit.
Cut into the hangout, maybe.
Yeah, sorry, Maddie. Hangout's not starting until 10 today because we have so many good bits that we have to get to. That's the way we lay out. Nielson Show is brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. If you're looking for a vehicle, drive a little, save a lot. It's South Fort Chevrolet going out. They shared some great photos on Instagram of our experience out there.
Nice memory. You and Tommy in the car.
Yeah, well, yeah. So my wife,
Tommy doing the oil stream
last night. She shows me a picture of me in a Corvette. I didn't even know it was up.
Straight to the fridge.
Yeah. I said, surprise! I bought one of those. I'm hiding it at work. I don't fit
That's
in it
what's
very
in that
well,
trailer
but,
out there.
Yeah. What's up with this guy?
I don't know.
Who the hell's parking in our regular spots with a truck and a trailer? Hasn't moved it for 2 days. I'm going to call that information complaint line. I don't know what it is, but
211.
311.
Yeah, whatever.
It's one of the 1-1s.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try all the ones until I figure out. Hey, I need somebody to come move this truck and trailer.
Get Nathan back on the line.
God, I'd say this is the most annoying thing outside the building since Black Sedan guy who we thought was trying to do a drive-by.
Taking up 2 spots.
Yeah.
Parking's at a premium on this. Yeah.
Well, and it's in a weird. It's not cool, man. It's not cool. Trev, do you have you seen anybody go to this vehicle yet?
You guys see the shopping cart in my spot?
I did see a shopping cart there yesterday.
Yeah, and it's still there
Is it
today.
still there today?
I'm just like, is no one going to deal with this? So between the shopping cart and Buddy taking your guys' spot,
You know what we should do?
I've got beef.
We should put the shopping cart in front of his truck. Yeah. Send a message.
I ain't touching that thing.
Yeah, I also don't want to touch that shopping cart.
Might have to call HR Daddy for that one.
Yeah, Dad, you're going to have to drive up from Cranbrook to move this cart for us. It's in the handbook. It's in the employee handbook you made. It said if there's ever a shopping cart
I'm not
outside
putting
the
myself
building,
in danger.
HR Daddy comes up and moves it. That's what it is. Anyway, go buy a vehicle. Southfordchev.com. If you tell them we sent you, they give an extra $1,000 credit on your trade-in. Inbox is obviously hopping along. We'll get into that. Nasty chat as well. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. Here's what we got. This is a busy one. If you win text of the day today, it's a gift certificate to A&W where they have the Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger. It's like something I would have invented on my own, except A&W did it, and it's delicious. So you gotta check that out. Text of the day will get you a gift certificate so you can go grab one of those bad boys. All right, we got your morning announcements coming up for 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Tales of the North returns. Season what? 4?
To the north.
Season 5. Tonight in the North. A banner, thy be raised. I can't wait for this. This is going to be fun. That Hurts for James H. Brown coming up as well. For That Hurts today, we'll focus ever so briefly on the St. Louis Blues game last night. Did you see what happened in the Blues game? Do we have to? So last night in the Blues game, Broberg played 20 minutes and scored a goal. And Holloway was on the top line. You hear about Jordan Eberle? But I don't want to tell these guys because it's not good. You're about Eberle. Well, yeah, but that's old. Don't worry about Eberle anymore. That surprised me. But Holloway was on the top line and an assist. But we probably shouldn't bring it up. This is heartbreaking. So anyway, we might talk about that. We'll get to that around 6:45 today. Just after 7 o'clock this morning, Jamie Mclennan's going to pop by for Pro-Am Sports. We will run the Coolbet random NFL wheel for a 3-game parlay this week. Online wheel has to pick its game up because desk wheel's been kicking its butt lately.
Challenge has been laid, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what it comes up with this week. We'll give you a chance to win that trip to Los Angeles that we're giving away. Flights, accommodations, hotels. That'd be funny. Flights, accommodations, no hotel. You just got to sleep in the vehicle we give you.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, that'd be kind of, you know what? It'd be a cool adventure.
You can take the truck and the trailer out front.
December 26th to December 30th. We got Clippers, Warriors. We got Rams, Cardinals, and then Edmonton versus either the Kings or the Ducks. That keyword around 7:25 today. Free advice for local slumlord Damon Bunting. Buying or selling, he's your guy. Eric Macramalla will join us. Lots of Macramalla intros already flying in today. EST legal analyst. Now, this is a real good one. Tommy Rubella, of course. EST legal analyst and guy whose natural body hair growth pattern is so beautiful, he was put on display in the Louvre for 6 months.
Only 6?
That's a good one. Man, Tommy Rubella bringing some heat today. EST legal analyst and guy who blames his high blood pressure on the fact that absolutely no one believed him when he said it's not butter. Those are good. Get your Macramalla's intros in. That's how you could end up winning text of the day today, which of course will get you that gift certificate to A&W. I know we always have the usual suspects who unload a clip or two of Macramalla intros, but I do like when random guy slides in with an absolute banger. So keep those rolling in. I'll try to keep those organized, and we'll work our way towards Macramalla around 7:45. Yeah, lots of good ones. So we'll sort through on those. After Macramalla, we will get into kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. That's a good for the Italian Center. I did bring in 4 take and bakes, and now we're having blizzards dropped off today. Are we not? I've never tried. So if you're new here, I've never tried a score bar before. So they're bringing in score blizzards.
Ian from the Morinville DQ, rushing him in. It's a expedited, like it's a specialty order. I think they're up all night making them.
They're bringing them in the Dairy Queen chopper, and the chopper is so good that if you hold it upside down, it doesn't fall. It's brilliant. So that's going to happen coming up We're going to eat those around 7 o'clock, I guess, while we chat with Jamie Mclennan.
Well, you can always put them in the freezer and just,
Oh, no.
You want to eat it fresh, eh?
I definitely
Fresh.
like to eat it. I didn't have a Blizzard yesterday just for this occasion.
Blizzards and pizza.
Well, we don't have to use the pizza
We
today.
need to use the pizza today, too.
Are you a hungry boy for pizza?
I think, mine.
How long
Blizzards
is
and
it?
pizza,
So
right?
these take and bake pizzas from Italian centers.
Is it frozen?
No, they're in the fridge. 10 minutes, but even in a toaster oven.
Yeah, probably.
So toaster ovens get just as hot as regular ovens.
Gage was running that.
Okay, well then let's do it. We'll toaster oven this thing. We'll put it in around 8 o'clock. Should be nice and ready for like 8:25. That'll be good. Greg Wyshynski is going to join us just after 8:30. The Orange and Blue Breakfast for GCL Diesel coming up around 8:45 today. So like I said, not really time to waste. We still will waste time, but there's really not a lot of time to waste on the show today. Like we kind of got to keep moving this thing along. All right, so Macramalla intros, send them in. Let's see here. Tube Talks has a bunch already as well. EST legal analyst and overly aggressive loofah user, Eric Macramalla. It's like Tommy Gazzola using the loofah at hockey. That one still rattles me a little bit. Never seen anybody else do it, but he is a handsome man. So what are you going to say? EST legal analyst and guy who only makes the sloppiest of Joes. Eric Macramalla. That's kind of funny too. All right. If you're watching on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us and hit us up in the comments. It's game day. Everybody's excited. It's game day.
Game day.
Trev, you excited tonight, buddy? What's your plans for tonight? You know what? It is a Wednesday. You got some wings in your future tonight somewhere, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I knew it, you sly dog.
Yep. So either going to BP's or Hudson's because those are the places I just go. Yeah, I could do both.
Yeah.
But yeah, hockey's back. I made a video about it last night, and I'm excited. I really am.
Wait, you make videos?
Yes, I do. Yes,
Wow.
I do.
Where can we find them?
Never heard of the channel before. I hope it's above average.
Oh, yeah, thank you. There it is. That's the name. If you didn't know, now you know. Above average.
What was your video on last night? Expectations for the team? Or?
I first labeled it "Please don't suck this year, Edmonton."
It's a good label.
And then now I forget what I changed it to, but I was like, "Please don't," or I forget what it was, but it was just talking about like, can they just have a smooth sailing season? That's what I want because every year, since I can remember, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who they have on their team. And last year was supposed to be the end of it. It was just supposed to be a smooth sailing season. And that was like the biggest roller coaster season I've ever had in my entire life. So I don't want that. I hated it. It was so frustrating. So just have a smooth sailing season is what I was.
So you don't
asking for.
let's say they finish second in the division.
That's okay.
Smooth sailing. That's all.
Yeah, I don't want more than like 4 or 5 game losing streaks, which they always seem to do. And
No matter how good they are, they still have these weird slides.
Yeah, it's either in February or January. It's just, and then last year the start of the season was just horrendous, as we all know. So just smooth sailing from here on out. That's a win in my books, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Is it going to be like that? I don't think so. Prove me wrong.
All right, and people can find
But
your
I am
videos
excited. I
on
am
your
excited.
YouTube channel.
Above average, one word.
Above average with the new logo this year.
New logo
It looks
good.
real tight.
Fresh
Thank
look.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's a little not 3D-ish, but like embossed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I love embossed. I emboss everything in Photoshop.
It does a lot. It really just,
It does. Emboss is a very reasonable,
oomph
100%. I agree. I like that. All right, let's keep those Macramalla intros flying in. We'll try to sort through those, but there's lots to get to just from sports last night. Let's get into your morning announcements today for 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Yukon and McCord every single morning, and the lovely Jess Jackson on the way home in the afternoons over on The Bear. All right, so the Elks will start Trey Ford.
Hey, the CFL, yeah.
But Daggy will also get snaps. So they're basically approaching it as a preseason game. So congratulations, Trey Ford. 3 years into your career, the Elks are giving you a chance in the preseason. Awesome.
MBT didn't touch a ball yesterday, I don't think.
No, MBT is not going to dress. It's going to be Trey Ford. It's going to be Daggy. And I wonder if we actually can see Dakota Prukop throw a football.
That would be something. I don't believe it. I don't think he can.
I won't believe it till I see it.
Yeah.
I would think it's probably 3/4 of Trey Ford, 1/4 of Daggy, and Prukop still rushes in 2 touchdowns because it's the Stampeders.
Yeah.
That's probably what ends up happening.
Sound all right? Schultz starting for the Stamps, I think. Hey,
Yeah, but you see what else happened with the Stamps?
Yes, PJ
PJ Walker.
Walker, yeah.
PJ Walker. 9 starts, I believe, in the National Football League. Was great in the XFL. So I think Naylor had it last night. He was on the Argos neg list, and they traded 2 neg list players to get him, which you never hear about. You never hear about neg list trades in the Canadian Football League. It's very sneaky. I like it. So PJ Walker comes up, brought his family up and everything for like 3 weeks. And then he was saying, I want to get my family up here. They can see what it is. I'm going to be here for a couple years. So, I mean, is PJ Walker going to be the starting quarterback of the Calgary Stampeders next year? Is that what's happening here?
Temple's all-time leader in passing yards, completions, and touchdown tosses.
Now, if that doesn't sound good, what does?
No.
That's pretty impressive.
I think one Henry Burris attended that school as well.
And he did better than Henry Burris.
Just saying.
Unbelievable. But yeah, interesting to see. Like, he played games last year for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think that they're going to try to get him a start. So we'll see how that plays out.
Might be a chair taken in the quarterback role for the offseason maybe.
So if PJ Walker ends up as a starting quarterback in Calgary, that would take them. Now, they would have to believe in him quite a bit. He comes with a decent resume compared to some other guys who were sort of roll into the league. So I guess they got that going for him. But
no VAJ then.
Well, that's the thing. Vernon Adams Jr. is out of the race in Calgary. You think he could end up with the Riders? Like, if the Riders and Elks both come to Vernon Adams Jr. with the same amount of money, would you rather be the quarterback of the Riders or the quarterback of the Elks?
Well, I think they have a little more of their stuff together right now.
The Riders do. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
But...
And then we get the return of Trevor Harris, a Trevor Harris redemption tour here in Edmonton.
Out of all the names we've talked about, wouldn't that be something?
Well, Trevor Harris is the one that I was always like, should have held on to Trevor Harris. But whatever. He's got a few years left in him.
He's a different cat, but yeah, maybe
a
little bit left in the tank.
NHL action last. It was a great night for the Lock Shop yesterday. There's been a lot of great nights for the Lock Shop lately. Huss and I hit the 3-game parlay last night. We had the Mets, we had the Padres, who were in full control, and then the grand slam from Teoscar. I don't think they got a hit after that, though. They locked it down. Suarez came in. That guy throws what they call the smoke, the heat. Ball, it just like teleports out of his hand into the catcher's glove. It was very impressive. So the Padres won, and then we were on Utah last night, and Utah won, so we hit the 3-gamer. We had said we were also going to ride to the 4-gamer and throw Florida in there, and Florida won. And then my lock shop play of the day yesterday was a Dylan Gunther point, minus 120. He scored 4 minutes into the game. Could not have gone better last night. So we'll try to run it back today on the Lock Shop. We'll get a little EST and WST parlay up and loaded for the Lock Shop a little bit later on today.
First ever hockey club goal. Dylan
Gunther ends up getting it done. Florida Panthers got by the Boston Bruins 6-4.
Michael Kesselring with the assist on the Gunther goal.
Saw that. The one that got away from the mighty oil. Kesselring, damn you. Kesselring would be playing right next to Darnell Nurse.
Well, yeah.
If Kesselring still existed, would they have traded Cece for Emberson? Right? Then maybe if Kesselring was still here, he'd be with Nurse, and then Cece.
I like these alternate universe scenarios.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Raphael Lavoie back on waivers. The Oilers are expected to put in a claim for him. We'll see if anybody else claims him. If nobody else claims Raphael Lavoie, the Oilers can send him down. If somebody does claim him, have to go through the process again of he'll have to, if they send him down, again, he'd have to go through waivers again. So if, let's say, they claim him and Vancouver claims him, which won't happen, but if Vancouver's to claim him too, he'd have to stay up here in Edmonton. If nobody else puts in a claim, if the Oilers are the only team to claim him, they can send him right down to the American League. So we'll keep tabs on that, but the Oilers are expected to attempt to reclaim Raphael Lavoie today, which means all of the panic and disgust yesterday meant nothing. 24 hours.
Get on, tweener. We're going for a cup.
How about this, though? Rafa, how do you think Raphael Lavoie feels? You get claimed the same day by the same team as Cole Schwint, and then they're like, oh, we got Schwint. We don't like you anymore. Back on waivers.
Sell your house, buy another house, sell that house, buy another house.
I sure hope Vegas didn't tell Raphael Lavoie, hey, get a place, because that would have sucked. One day in, that would have not been good. Major League Baseball playoffs yesterday. I'm liking the playoffs.
All four today, too. All four today.
We get all four today?
Yep. 108,
Beautiful.
308, 508, 708.
How dare they do that on the day the Edmonton Oilers play their home opener? Major League Baseball will never get it.
Busy show, busy day.
Padres 6-5 last night. Mets 7-2. Guardians, Tigers to get us going. Phillies, Mets. Mets lead that series 2-1. Yankees and the Royals are tied at 1, and then the Padres. That's what's in. You see
I saw that tweet. That was really good.
I watched
Good
that video
play.
again last night. God, that was something else. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go on YouTube and search Padres. That's what's in video, and well, that's something. Padres lead that series against the Dodgers 2-1 as well. Fernand, did you see? Well, I don't know. Were you watching the Padres game live when Tatis went yard?
I missed that one.
Okay, I
missed
was.
the
I just
Tatis yard.
finished.
The aura of Fernando Tatis.
It was quite the scene. Like I was blow drying the Muzz's hair, and we're watching the baseball game, and then I finished blow drying the hair. And usually after I blow dry her hair, we have a brief little cuddle when Marshall finishes up his bath time stuff. So we always watch sports together. So we sit down, and she's still learning baseball quite a bit. So she's like, "Daddy, what's the arrow by the 2?" I said, "That means it's the bottom of the second." Like all this. And then we sit down and we're sitting there together. I'll never forget it. My daughter and I watching Fernando Tatis.
That's a moment.
Just absolutely destroy a baseball. And I'll tell you, what do they call it? Pimping it?
It was a vibe.
He pimped this home run. And I would do the same thing. Like home game against the Dodgers. You take you wrap up what was a huge inning. Like he hammered this ball.
You flip the bat.
Did not move until it was out. Like he watched it the whole way, and then now if I was a pitcher, I probably would have charged and just tried to beat him up. But watching it, and then they had the view on Twitter later of the low angle from behind him and the crowd. It's just, I can't imagine. Like that's got to be the biggest look at me feeling in all of sports. A playoff. A bomb like that, like in hockey, an overtime winner, you score, then your team sort of. But in baseball, like the spotlight is just on you in that moment. It gets smashed, it stays on you. I can't think of another thing that would even rival a playoff home run like that.
Division rival. After all that
It's just-
fan stuff, like
yeah.
it's been a bit of a dirty, it's. And again, the moment, the hundreds and hundreds of camera angles capturing it, and the flip, the everything, the beating of the chest.
Yeah.
And it's the Padres, for crying out loud.
There can't be a bigger look at me moment in baseball than
Yeah.
playoff significant home run, especially when a guy with swag. Now, it was a little bit of good news for me because I do have a Fernando Tatis Jr. rookie card, PSA 10. Bought that a while ago.
Quite an investment.
Yeah, it's not the 80 Trevor Lawrence rookie cards I have that I'm like, please figure it out. But I got the one him. I got the one Ohtani as well. I dove into baseball for a little bit. I got a bunch of Bobby Witt Juniors, which is real nice. And for some reason, I have a stack of like 30 Corbin Burns rookies. I don't even remember buying those.
A whole stack.
But they're there. So it's investments like that end up setting you up for your retirement, right? Like 30 years from now,
Long play.
I'll be sitting there and being like, oh man, how am I going to retire? I never saved money properly. And I'm like, wait a second. 30 Corbin Burns rookies. That's how that's going to happen.
Oil City Dynasty, I used to pimp like that after hitting a home run in softball. I can't imagine the swagger I'd have doing it in that scenario.
Exactly. Like, also, I mean, softball home run pimp guys.
Well,
it's
hey.
quite something.
Saying there's a bit of distance between the two, but
Jocelyn texted in this morning and says, guys, the hate is so deep between those two teams. It's just a great moment for
Yeah,
the teams.
it's-
Like, it really is.
it's a great rivalry.
And when Ohtani gets his, at some point, he won't do it like Tatis
No?
comes with some different swag. But still, with that being said, Ohtani really let me down last night. Not me. The whole DGen Den. So the DJ, our core, what do we call that? Discord. Our Discord channel has the DGen Den, which is like a betting channel over there. And they put together a parlay every single day over on Coolbet. So I rode with them last night. And they were on like the WNBA playoff game, couple different NHL games. It was like a 5 or 6 legger, real nice number on it. And the only thing we missed on was Ohtani total bases over 1.5. He had a single. He struck out twice. Thanks for nothing, Ohtani. Like,
looks like the Jays avoided one there, eh?
I thought you had the best season in Major League Baseball history. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought last night. I said, thank God he
Atkins,
wasn't on that
brilliant.
plane
Yeah, well,
to the dinner in Toronto. You know,
and we were slagging that management group.
because if he had been. No, the Jays probably still wouldn't miss the playoffs.
Kikuchi supper,
whatever. What are you
right?
gonna do? The Kikuchi supper. The Kikuchi supper. Dave texting this morning says, guys, in other news, is it too soon to predict that Utah HC may never lose a game in their franchise history?
Hockey club, say it.
It sounds, I mean, it would be unfair of me to say that they will lose. So I'll agree with you. Let's see what happens on that front. EST legal analyst and guy who is mounting a class action lawsuit to make National Pierogi Day a statutory holiday. I think, was yesterday National Pierogi Day? It was either yesterday or today. I think it was yesterday. I looked it up. I always like to search national days just in case we can do something funny with it on the show. I think yesterday was National Pierogi Day.
Tuesday, October 8th.
Yeah. And I guess I could have played the pierogi song, but I didn't yesterday. Pierogies. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Song statement.
Yeah.
Vendetta, whatever.
It's all right there.
Yeah, SoCal Matt was in the park chiming in the Paris Jewelers inbox. Place went insane, he said.
He was there last night?
Yeah, had to be there last night, so I don't miss the Oilers today. He said the hate of the Dodgers is on another level compared to the Flames and Oilers.
As you know,
his words, not mine.
I've adopted the Padres as my playoff team because I went to a game there this year.
Yeah.
And
Rip City Step is obsessed with that, by the way. Like, we're all...
What's that?
Well, we're all kind of on the Friar bandwagon.
Yeah, we're on board. I was thinking...
You're going to get the haircut.
I'm not going to go, but last night when I was watching, I was like, man, it'd be nice to be there. That's as close as I'll get to actually going. But
you know what it's like.
I know. Like,
you can say people, I've
been there. I'm a Padres guy. I sat down. I was sitting right behind the Jays dugout when we were there. Like I see this spot on
Dodgers
TV where
dugout.
I was sitting. I was like, that's my seat.
Dodgers dugout.
It was, and when I got there, they did announce in the building, welcome to America's -- ballpark. And I was just like, I looked at Tam. I said, it's #1. It's so cool.
World's greatest.
Yeah. Timber Woodsman texts in and says, guys, I had pierogies last night. I didn't even know it.
Well, that's a miracle.
That's a pierogi day miracle.
Kind of neat.
That's pretty cool. Congratulations. All right. We'll get to more of your text messages. They continue to roll in. Oh, it is Wednesday. I guess I should bring up the old Ann Ramsey soundboard, eh? We got to get into a few of those today. Let's do that. Throw Mama from the train, eh? Marshall and the Muzz. I can't stop them from saying that now, and it's not good. I mean, my kids should say ass, but and what are you going to do when it's a part of the show and they love it? Yeah. And if Daddy does it, then it's totally cool. That's what they think anyway. But this is a pretty good text that came in a little bit earlier on. Library Pat. You two, Trev, to that shopping cart outside. Get away from me, you horse's ass.
Get away from me, you horse's ass.
All right, so if you got any Ann Ramsey text today, maybe that's how you get in. Maybe that's how you get in for text of the day. What about this? The Oilers watching a Western Conference banner go to the roof.
Get away from me, you horse's ass.
Right, they don't want that. Well, you don't touch the trophy. Why would you want the banner? But we'll get into that as we work our way through the show today. Jam-packed program today. Tales of the North coming up next. This is exciting. First Tales of the North of the entire season, if you can believe it. So we're going to get into that and your expectations for the game tonight. We'll go there a little bit with the Fan Zone. Fan Zone coming up for fansfirst.ca. By fans, for fans, no fees. At the Fan Zone. That's where we're going to go next for fansfirst.ca. We'll go Tales of the North into the Fan Zone, and then that hurts for James H. Brown. We'll get to the one hockey game that we haven't really kind of got into just yet and why it hurts a little bit, but whatever. Move along. Dropping the puck on a new season tonight. But Tales of the North, Fan Zone tonight. Expectations out of the gate for this club. Are you expecting, and not just tonight, but like
first 10?
October.
Okay.
Let's just say October. Yeah. I think it's 10 or 11 games. What are you expecting? Like I said a couple afternoons ago, I was listening to Reed Wilkins, and they went through the whole thing, and Reed was like, loss.
4 and 7.
Yeah, because he goes, I see them being like 500, and then Jay went through all the games, and Reed had him being like 3-7-1. Yeah. It's just like, and Reed's like, So, I mean, what are you expecting from? I'm not expecting.
There's some stiff competition.
Well, I did say I got to stop making outlandish predictions weeks in advance. But I'm pretty sure a couple weeks ago I was like, I think they're going to start 7-2-1. I don't necessarily feel that way anymore.
A little bit down to earth.
But whatever. I mean, We'll
I
see.
don't know.
Anyway, your thoughts on it. And remember, tag your text messages or your nasty chats there with Fan Zone, and we'll get to those for fans first. Keep those coming in. I'm a little nervous about tonight for the Oil.
Yeah, well, it starts now. The stiff competition does start now. Like
That's
Winnipeg's no push over
That's
here.
right. What are you thinking? What's the vibe? What are you feeling tonight? Belineski's in the chat. He says Oilers win 12-3. Book it. Well, that was another one. So Reed and Jay did some predictions yesterday. I was listening on the way in today, and Reed predicted that the Oilers will score 10 goals twice this season. They haven't done it since the 90s.
Only twice.
He's a risky boy, but that's a heck of a prediction. Heck of a prediction. And Belineski says it's going to happen tonight. Let's get to a sports update for Nisku Glass. Maybe you have a kid. Maybe they have a shooting thing out in the driveway, and maybe they took a shot and it hit the post of the net and then smashed through your window. Well, get a new window with Nisku Glass. There, come more on that with the update. Tales of the North on the other side.
Game day as the Oilers host the Jets tonight down at Rogers Place, one of 5 games around the NHL. The GCL Diesel pregame show with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas gets going at 7 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. The postgame show immediately following tonight's action. Last night, Blues over the Kraken 3-2. Phil Broberg scoring his first as a Blue while Dylan Holloway added an assist. Panthers beat the Bruins 6-4. And Utah Hockey Club win their home opener 5-2 over Chicago. Panthers yesterday agreeing to an 8-year, $56 million extension with Carter Verhaeghe. Mets topping the Phillies 7-2 to take a 2-1 series lead, while the Padres went 2-1 up on the Dodgers with a 6-5 victory. All 4 divisional round series continue later today and this evening. Join me tomorrow back at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge as we kick off Week 6 in the NFL. Niners visit the Seahawks, and your next chance to win some NFL merch. And back over to hockey, AJHL action saw Grand Prairie 6-1 over Devon. Devon will visit Whitecourt tonight in the lone game. Nisku Glass is growing and now hiring. If you're a nasty that wants to work with other nasties and can cut glass and replace windshields, then we want to hear from you. Email your resume to info@niskuglass.ca or stop by our shop to apply today.
Here's Jackson, you are for real, for real, for real, for real, for real, for real. Here's Jackson, you are now the new interim head coach of the Edmonton Analyst. They have a great receiving corps, but now you gotta get the defense to stop a few plays here and there so you can win a damn football game. For real, for real, for real. The fan base wants a win, so let's get out there and do it, do it, do it. Let's get out there and get the up to win the Grey Cup. Celebrate with the boys with the 6 o'clock log. For real, for real, for real. For real, for real, for real. Let's go, Alex.
There you go. That's the Jaunty in Victoria Atif Jarius Jackson remix. Say that 3 times fast. Anyway, it's terrific.
Might have to retire that one soon, though. Hey, like it's getting close to the expiry date.
Pretty soon it'll be a classic.
You're right.
And
Yeah, a golden oldie.
Yeah,
if you will.
We'll be doing that next year. John T. in Victoria has a new song on the way. He's in the laboratory, and we might have that by Friday.
It was actually too vulgar. The original release, right? Like
it was so filthy. I said to John T, "We're gonna have to take that word out because nobody wants to mention that word." And then he said, "Okay, you know what? I'll go back to the laboratory, and we'll fix it." So try to guess what the word was. 780-218-9999.
I bet somebody gets it before 9.
I would think if you think hard, you can probably get this one. If you're at the Estes, you'll get it. All right, the Nielsen Show is brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot, South Fort Chev. Check out their website before you go out, www.southfortchev.com. Tell them we sent you. You get an additional $1,000 credit on your trade. And I just got a text from Atif. Please tell me this isn't a song that we have to play today. That's it is game day, I'm assuming.
What is that, a pump-up speech?
Oh, is this opening night speech for the Oilers? Of course.
Another miracle on ice.
All right. Well, we probably have to play that today. Let me see if I can send this to myself and then Well,
Okay, right.
it's opening night. Do. Oh, it's playing right now.
Just
Should I just play it on my...
give it to me. I need it now.
Should you just want it right now? Let's see here.
Can't
let
wait.
me just yeah, we don't want to wait any longer.
It's opening night tonight in Ice District in front of the best fans in the NHL. Oilers Nation. You are the face of Oilers Nation. You wear that orange, you wear those colors, those orange and blue colors with pride. Jeff Skinner, welcome to the Oilers. Do you know who Craig Button is? He went off on you. You better dig in. You better dig in right now and make him a happy man. So who's with me? I want you to go out there tonight. I want you to kick some ass. I want you to be motivated because that Western Conference championship banner is not going up to the Raptors. It's just going to be unveiled. All right? So who's with me? Nude, you with me? Yep. Connor, you with me? Yep. Jeff Skinner, you going to show up? Yep. Let's go, Oilers!
Look, Atif, first I'm going to say this. Jets 5-2, if that's a pump-up speech. Atif, I was expecting you to bring more. It's game one. Atif. Where's a hilarious song or something? Anyway, there you go. That's Atif's pump-up song. I don't like their chances tonight.
I'm
worried. I'm worried. A lot of people have guessed the word. I didn't think it would take long.
Wow.
I was just like, you know what? Let's flip that part. we don't.
Wow.
Yeah. That's kind of funny, actually.
Very good. Very good, actually. Very impressive.
Very impressive. Not
I thought
surprising,
maybe
but
a
very
few
impressive.
clues would have maybe.
Yeah,
or something.
no clues needed.
Clues at all. No
People
phone
know what's
friend.
up, which is the exact reason I figure we better switch that up. All right. Tales of the North. Here we go. First time we're back. It feels good to be back, doesn't it? You excited? Oh, it sure does. Oilers tonight. Now, are they not taking the banner? They're not hanging the banner. They're just going to unveil the banner. I don't know. It's going on here.
That's news to me. I thought they were going to.
I don't know. I mean,
hang it.
for an organization that has won like technically 3 banners in the last 35 years, hang the bloody banner.
No Conn Smythes, no banners.
I get it. You won cups
Just
in
the
the
cup.
80s, but like it's different
Just
now.
the cup.
Anyway, whatever. I'm assuming it's going up to the Rafters tonight, and that's in the script for Tales of the North. All right, so let's. Rick, you ready to roll here?
Yes.
All right. All right, Tales of the North. Here we go.
Who owns the North? We do. Oh, King Connor of angered blood, thy cuppest runners beginneth noweth.
Tonight in the North, the Rafters welcome another. After McDavid and his mighty men ravaged the Wild West in the spring of 24. The Kings, they were slayed. The Canucks, they were slayed. The Stars, yes, they were also slayed. As no warriors in the West were up to the task of containing Connor the Incredible. It was only the Rat King who eventually proved to be a fearsome foe. A victory celebrated by dozens on the beaches of Miami. Now tonight, a reminder is raised to the rafters of Rogers. A reason for redemption hangs above their heads as the journey to Lord Stanley's chalice once again begins. These are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land.
Pionk, 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 pionk.
Classic Pionk reference.
Hey.
Well done, sir.
You don't get him every game day.
Feels good to be back. Feels good to be back.
Who needs a banner when you got that, hey?
Yeah, exactly. Hang the banner here if you don't want it. Hang it at William Huff. They're probably making the banner. Just leave it there with Bruce.
We'll take it, yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
Okay. Reed says that the banner's already in the rafters. They're just going to unveil
Well,
it. So
okay,
that's
but
good. That's
same
good.
thing,
Whatever. Same
like,
thing. It's already up there.
Yeah.
It's already up there. I
Whatever
agree with
word
that.
you
I
wanna
think that's a
use,
good
yeah.
idea.
Sure.
Nobody wants to sit there for like 12 minutes while they raise up a banner. You're like, Unless it's a championship banner. Because then everybody can cry and everything. Okay, so it'll be up there. Damn, Rat King. The Rat King does it again. Matthew Tkachuk. Unbelievable. We'll have to play his song today, maybe.
Why not? Hey, give him a
little plug.
Give him a little love. I know. We got the Broberg goal song already teed up. So,
no, that's not going to happen. The fan zone. Let's get into that. Your reaction, of course, to Tales of the North. Hit us up. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. We just mentioned Matthew Tkachuk, and sure enough, in the YouTube chat, there's that Matthew Tkachuk account again.
Play my song, dopes.
Play my song, you dopes.
Yes, sir.
Maybe we will. Maybe we will as we work our way through the show. Hour number 2, we are going to have Jamie Mclennan. We're going to have Macramalla. We're going to have free advice. We're going to spin that random wheel. We got the keyword coming up in about like 45 minutes for the EST Flyaway to Los Angeles. So make sure you're listening for that keyword, and tell your friends about EST if you like having a good time, you know. Where are we at? 6 likes away from changing 100. That's nice. Let's keep that rolling in. A few good Macramalla intros continue to get to before we get into the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. Let me give you these bad boys.
EST legal analyst and guy who's drafting federal legislation that will see all personal water bottles be replaced with wine skins, Eric Macramalla.
I like that because of Tales of the North. Yeah. It'll be good. You could probably buy a wine skin online.
You could make one.
We should start drinking water out of wine skins on the show.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
Mm-hmm.
A Bota bag?
What's that?
A wine skin.
Oh, cool. All right, well, let's get one of those too. ESC legal analyst and guy that'll spend thousands for a Stanley Cup Finals ticket just to be the lone person in the arena cheering for Gary Bettman.
NHL
Bettman
cap.
comes out and this guy's just like, yeah, the commish. Doesn't care about results or anything.
My man.
That's good. EST legal analyst and guy who is suing Tim Allen for stealing his famous grunt for Home Improvement after attending one of Macramalla's orgies in the 80s. That one's in from Big Maple today as well.
Changing 100.
Oh, YouTube Rev, Rookie of the Year. He's on it. Well done, sir. All right, let's get into the fan zone for fans first.
Fan zone.
By fans. For fans. No fees. Check them out. www.fansfirst.ca if you're looking for tickets tonight. That's where you can get them. So how about this? This is a nice little treat for me.
What?
I had a meeting a couple of days ago with somebody. It'll go unnamed. And
see if you can guess. 780-218-9999.
Anyway, great meeting. And the guy I met with has given me a parking pass for under the rink tonight. Yeah. How about that? Like, Trev's face was just like, I says, pardon? I know. Yeah, I'm going to be parking under the rink tonight. It's unbelievable. That's where Hunter the Lynx is from.
That's his lair, yeah.
Yeah. And I've never done that before. Usually I park in that dirt lot just north of the rink. But yeah, he's like, do you want to pass to park at the game? I was like, yes, I do.
Moving on down.
Yes, I do. Yeah. So can you believe that? I'll tell you how it is. I'll live that life for one night. I'll tell you how it is. I have a feeling the truck might not fit very well. That's probably going to be the problem.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the guy who has like a truck that like hits 3 other cars trying to park it. They'll never let me back downstairs ever again. that's
the valet won't know what to do.
No, but yeah. Well, I don't even know how much they really pay attention to it because at the Holinka, I was parking down there. So I guess that was a smaller tournament. There was like no other cars on there. I could basically park wherever I wanted. But when I rolled in, the guy who was like sort of handling it never checked anything. I just sort of drove down and he waved at him like, if you act like you belong somewhere, nobody's gonna say anything.
Yeah. So
I won't. I mean, I'll be really awkward tonight. But
hello,
is it okay if I park here? Where am I supposed to go in? Like that type of thing. It should be. I'll probably get stuck underneath the whole game. I'm gonna be able to find my way up to the actual.
Well, that'd be fun.
Actual arena.
Live tweet,
yeah,
you know.
I could see that happening. All right, let's get into the fan zone for fans first. Start to the season this year. What are you expecting? Are you expecting them to come out of the gate hot? They played a ton of hockey last year. Mm-hmm. Like the emotions might be running high tonight because they'll be fired. They'll be a little bit fired up. Maybe they'll just be pissed off because they see, hey, second place banner.
A crowd will be fired up. They'll be pissed off. Like there'll be a lot of emotion either way.
This, like for them to get up for this game compared to like the last game they played that mattered was Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Like you can't match that. So will there be a little bit of like, I won't be surprised or concerned. I will say this. I'm going to jump the gun here because tomorrow morning I'll roll in and be like, oh my God, what's happening? I'm not going to be concerned if they lose tonight. I just, there's a lot going on. Now,
The first game?
when
Yeah.
we do the EST parlay, I'm still going to bet them to win because why aren't you're obviously going to do that? But I won't be surprised if they lose tonight, and I won't be overly critical of it. And well, I guess last year they got pumped open tonight too. So
Well, pumped. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they get pumped, but I mean, again, we said Jets are a good team as well. It's game one. It was a lengthy run. It was a short off season. It was a team that was very healthy last year. So just, yeah, I think we're all very excited. But if it doesn't turn out just the way tonight, I think there's 81 more at least regular season.
There's 81.
Right?
That's correct.
Judging
yes.
by my math, I think they'll be fine. I think they're a playoff team. I'll say that.
Strummy is in. Garth Brooks banner to the Western Conference Championship banner. Get away from me, you horse's ass. That's
It's a good one. It's a real good one.
Away from me, you horse's ass!
Strummy, that's pretty good. That ties nicely to the. I'll never get tired of Garth
Screw me.
Brooks banner jokes, and they always work. They always work every single time.
Well, until they get the big puppy, that's the one. Like,
Yeah,
it's Garth
true.
Brooks. Yeah.
I mean, Garth will still be up there, obviously.
Oh, sure, but
yeah.
come after the crown.
Hot take Kevs and says, guys, this is for the fan zone. Let's get your fan zone, your thoughts on the start to the season tonight, if you want, or the month of October. What are we looking at here? Hot take Kev is in the fan zone right now. It says, guys, I'm going to the Oilers game tonight. I'm hopeful this year, but you also got to be real. They were one win away from the cup. It's going to be damn tough to match last season. I hope I'm wrong. And they bring it home this year. Go Oil. Fan zone.
Fan zone.
My prediction for the season opener, not only will the Jets play the Oilers tonight, one of those teams will win. Bet on it. The fan zone. I like to bet. This is what I'll do. I'll bet both teams to win. Then either way, I have a screen cap after the game to be like, called it. That's a little greasy, but you could do that, I guess.
Birthday today as well, Jess Jackson.
Jess Jackson's birthday today? A conch for Jess Jackson's birthday.
Jess Jackson.
Turning 29 today.
It's a ripe age, but yeah, congratulations to
Happy
Jess.
birthday, Jess.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
I think her boy Sheldon was going down on one of those, the Ruffle Teen Burger yesterday as well.
Of course he was.
Advertising works. I got a text.
What
Two words.
a legend. I'm talking about the burger and her boy.
Both of them.
That's two legends coming together for a little lunchtime snack.
Why did you bring up the word pumped? Louis said, I'll be highly critical of their eyes if they get pumped tonight. They're not getting pumped, though.
Well, they got pumped last year.
Yeah, but they can't get pumped again.
I don't
tonight.
think they'll get pumped tonight. You know what I think happens here? They either blow them out or they lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
think
fair. I think
I
that's
think
a
the
fair
Oilers
one.
either beat them like 6-1 or they lose.
In a kind of a tighter
However,
affair.
I can predict different types of losses, but yeah,
But a pumping?
six is. Well, last year, yeah, not this year. No,
I know,
didn't
but you
say-
know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
after the whole...
All right. Let's see here. Ducky's in says, guys, hopefully the Oilers have a better response than the text line for me. I'm on message 46 and still no replies. My heart aches. I got to reply to this guy. Just
Keep it going.
I'm going to say, hell of a streak. Well, there. Now he'll be happy. I feel bad for Ducky. That's a tough one. All right, your expectations for the Oilers to start the season. What do you got? 780-218-9999. Call in the Amishman's in and says, the fan zone. Oil come out tonight, beat the Jets 4-2. Offense gets going for the real thing, and they play pissed off after watching the wrong banner be unveiled.
Yeah.
Right? That's
like,
your
that could be
motivation.
the, yeah.
We're nobody's bridesmaid. That's what they'll probably say. That's probably what Connor would say before the game.
That's what Atif should have said in his pump-up speech.
Oh boy, look at this. Big G bought 100 packs at Tim Hortons cards.
Sick. What's wrong with you?
He's cracked one. He's got 99 left. Legendary. Pix is in and says, wait, so Dusty's prediction, though, is they either win or lose? No. I said, what kind of? But I did say
No ties.
they win big or they lose. I don't think the Oilers squeak out a 2-1, 3-2 or something like that. Like, I think they either roll or they lose. So I'm covering, I guess, 3 bases.
But not a pumping loss either.
No.
Win big.
Win big, not lose big, or regular lose. That's what we're
I think
looking
we got
at.
it.
That's what we're
I
looking
think we got it.
Fan zone.
The fan zone.
The fan zone. It's just, Rubella's in fan zone, guys. I want an Oil win, but it's regular season hellebuck, so it'll be a tough start. It's not an easy start. We'll see if they win tonight. They're obviously going to win the Stanley Cup. If they lose tonight, they'll probably miss the playoffs. Like that's what the reaction is going to be like. I can't wait to tune into the postgame show, GCL Diesel postgame show with Hernan Salas and Tommy Gazzola tonight. Because Nanso, I mean, if they lose tonight, I know it's early, but I think Nanso will be fired up. He's been waiting 3 years to rip this hockey team again.
Yeah, so the collar's off, the leash is off.
Oh yeah,
that'll be
really.
Garrett had his Elks pregame speech, the other day.
That is must watch stuff tonight. GCL Diesel pregame, GCL Diesel postgame show tonight, right here and only here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Of course, EST afternoons and the Reed Wilkins show will take you up until not close to puck drop, because puck drop's going to be what tonight? By the time they get everything done, we're dropping the puck at 8:30 tonight?
Oh, at least.
Gross. It's too late. It's too late, even for a home opener. I get it, but that's too late.
Kids are going to love it.
It's a weeknight. It's a weeknight, man. All right, that is the Fan Zone for Fans First. Looking for tickets to the game tonight? Fans First is the best place you're going to find them. Fansfirst.ca. Let's dive into That Hurts right now for James H. Brown. They got a new contest launching. They're running that Zach Bryan VIP contest still. But this is a good one. They just launched a new giveaway over on their Facebook page, the James H. Brown Facebook page. Tickets to see, as Dirk Nowitzki once called him, the boss.
No way.
Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen VIP package. Now available. All you have to, it's just like a social media sharing contest. That's all you have to do. You go to Facebook, you go to James H. Brown's Facebook page. They're doing contests like this all the time, right? They got the Zach Bryan VIP contest that's running right now. And then they just launched the Bruce Springsteen contest. So they're doing contests like this all the time. So you might as well be following their Facebook page. Just search James H. Brown on Facebook. You'll find it. They got a great recap on there of all the charity work and stuff they do. I don't know if anybody is in the community more than Trent and James H. Brown. It's actually, I don't know how they do it. It's too busy.
Might have to dust off that clip too. That maybe in celebration.
I have to find the boss. I don't know if I got it kicking around here. That's Bruce Springsteen, the boss.
The boss.
I'm down in the. I'll look for it as we dive into That Hurts here. But so this is just go to James H. Brown's Facebook page. You'll see it right there. Bruce Springsteen tickets. It's a VIP package. You hop on, you share, you tag, you follow, that type of thing. And Bruce Springsteen, man. I don't know why you wouldn't want to go get in on that mix. Be real nice. Here's what hurts though. We can't ignore it anymore. St. Louis Blues last night. Dylan Holloway's playing on the first line in St. Louis. Played over 16 minutes, had an assist. Philip Broberg played over 20 minutes last night, had a goal. He's in their top four. And I know that when they lost those guys, like a coping mechanism was like, well, they'll probably never become anything anyway. And I know it's super duper early into this, like it's one game, but still, Oilers fans, those of you who are insanely passionate about the team, and we'll ask ours sitting over there in just a second, that had to hurt last night, right? Broberg plays over 20, has a goal. Holloway has a point. He's playing on the first line, and you're sitting here going like, I hope we can reclaim Raphael Lavoie. that hurts. Trev, how are you dealing with this today? But you look heartbroken right now, man.
I was watching the game last night.
Well, why do you do that to yourself?
Obviously, I had to tune in, and it hurt. It still hurts. I was watching the Reed Wilkins show, and then I had the game on in the background, and I hear, and the Blues score, Philip Broberg, and I literally was like, oh, it wasn't a good feeling at all. So, yeah, and like I watched pretty well the whole game, and Broberg looked pretty solid. Like he really did look good, and so did Dylan Holloway. He had some really good luck being on the top line. He got robbed once, but yeah, I mean, they fit in. They fit in nicely, and I'm going to be watching it quite a bit just because I have to, and I may have. Yeah, I just.
There's a video coming here at some point over on Above Average too.
I may have
watching video.
I may have pre-recorded a video, and if they have a successful season, which I think they will, I'm going to drop it once the season's done just to see how well they did.
To see how it was, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, right out of if you're a Blues fan, you got to be ecstatic. Like,
do you think they're playing Holloway on the top line just to stick it to the Oilers even more? Be like, hey, Remember, you're like, well, this guy's not worth 2.2. He's a third liner. And they're like, actually, look at this. He's on our first line right now. I mean, the Blues are a team that's at a different spot than the Oilers. He still wasn't going to play first line here. But, I mean, if Skinner has a tough year, Holloway could have played second line all year. And that's a...
Hey, that switched back
for less
around,
money.
didn't it? Or
what a twist. What a twist.
Wow.
Anyway, did it hurt? Did it hurt you guys last night to be watching that? Let's see here over in the
Connection. Holloway to Broberg, and he scores. It never happened once in Edmonton, of course.
Did Holloway assist on Broberg's goal? Come on, I didn't know. That hurts even more.
Yeah.
Just right in the heart of Oilers fans.
This is going in, isn't it?
Man.
And the Kesselring assist as well. It's all.
Don't even get me started on Kesselring today. Not on day one. They start a journey. This could be a Stanley Cup season. And I know you'll say, well, it's really tough to go back to back, but Florida just did it. But then you'll probably say it's really tough to have two teams do that 2 years in a row.
That's the narrative. Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the issue I see here. I think the Dallas Stars are also an issue for the Edmonton Oilers, but
they didn't factor in the pie graphs and the charts and the percentiles the other night. Everybody's picking them. It's an easy pick. I maintain they're a playoff team.
Guys, let's not kid ourselves. Are Holloway and Broberg touching top pair and top line here? Broberg played 20 minutes. He wasn't the top pair. He was the second pair. There was was he with Falk? They both played about 20 minutes last night. The other two guys played like 23 minutes. So he's on their second pair. Yes, he would have been second pair here. He would have been with Darnell Nurse 100%. And Dylan Holloway might not have been first line, but if you kept him and didn't sign Skinner, he would have been second line. So they could have played a significant role on the team this year. They won't. They put themselves in a bad cap situation, and they got hosed by the Blues. But, I mean, I thought last night, first game, Broberg scores, Holloway top, like that. I know if I was a hardcore Oilers fan, I'd be livid. Oh. Those of you who live and die with the team, you must be
look at Big Uke. No, they are playing Holloway on the top line because the Blues are SHIT. Broberg isn't a top line guy to Edmonton either. Sucks they scored game one, but when he finishes with 14 goals and 12 assists, who cares? Get over it. They aren't Oilers. Boo-hoo. End quote.
Wow, Big Uke. I love it. Big Uke.
I mean, case closed. All wrapped up there, hey?
Spicy boy.
Yep. Get over it.
I will have Ukes back on this. The left side right now for the St. Louis Blues, which is probably the reason they went out and got Holloway. Their left side is Holloway, Alexander Texier, Spengler Cup alum, Matthew Joseph, and Alexei Torpchenko. So Holloway might be the best of that left side, but
good for him.
It's not. It's not a who's who on the left side in St. Louis.
Bone says Broberg also took a big hit. If it makes Oilers fans feel better. So.
Oh, good. So he got hit, so they're punishing him. Good. Take that. All right. Well, there you go. That hurts. It had to. Sorry. Bruce Springsteen giveaway. James H. Brown's Facebook page. VIP package. It's not just like a couple of tickets up top. They don't mess around. VIP package. Bruce Springsteen. Find your way into that right now over on James H. Brown's Facebook page. And that'll be real nice. They got another one coming down the pipe as well. Another cool giveaway. So that's on the way. All right, just after 7 o'clock this morning, we will have Jamie Mclennan for Pro-Am Sports, and we'll get Noodles' thoughts on an Oilers start. What are fair expectations for a team coming off a really, really deep? Like if they start the year really well, as I suggested, that 7-2-1. Oh, the hype train is leaving the building, man. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Express.
Is that what it is?
We'll call it the Hype Express.
It's like the 310 to Yuma, and you have to get that guy on it, you know? That's what it
ain't the LRT.
Yeah. All right, Jamie Mclennan is on the way. Also in hour number 2, we are 25 minutes away from a keyword for the EST Flyaway to Los Angeles, presented by 780. We'll give you a chance to get in on that trip in about 25 minutes. We'll dive into some stuff for Coolbet as well. Taking a look at some of the odds for this game tonight. We'll definitely build an EST parlay on this show, maybe into the lock shop. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to spin that NFL wheel today as well. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. That would be great. Almost to 200. So let's keep smashing that. We'll get to more of your text messages coming up. Jamie Mclennan is on the way. Right now, let's get to a sports update for Dav and the crew over at Green Plan. Rick's got more on that after he brings you the absolute latest in the world of sports.
Oilers and Jets tonight to open the season from Rogers Place. It's one of 5 games around the NHL this evening. The GCL Diesel pregame show with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. That gets going at 7 o'clock here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Postgame show immediately following tonight's action. Last night, Blues topping the Kraken 3-2. Phil Broberg scoring his first as a Blue. Dylan Holloway adding an assist. Panthers over the Bruins 6-4. And Utah winning their home opener 5-2 over Chicago. Off the ice, the Panthers agreeing to an 8-year, $56 million extension with Carter Verhaeghe. Mets topping the Phillies 7-2 to take a 2-1 series lead, while the Padres went 2-1 up on the Dodgers with a 6-5 win. All 4 divisional round series continue later today and tonight. Join me tomorrow back at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge as we kick off Week 6 in the NFL. Niners visiting the Seahawks. Your next chance to win some NFL merch. Back over to hockey. AJHL action saw Grand Prairie 6-1 over Devon. Devon will remain on the road. They visit Whitecourt tonight in the lone game. Sports update brought to you by Green Plan, providing you with award-winning environmental and consulting service, whether it's municipal, industrial, or residential. You can plan it right with Green Plan. Visit green-plan.com or give them a call, 780-455-4292.
We built this Smitty. We built this Smitty on greasy Eagles. Built this Smitty. We built this Smitty on greasy Eagles. Everybody knows him, best mullet in the league. You probably know that he never gets fatigued. Face first in the corner, scoring every night. So many young kids, Smitty's in the spotlight. He may not be the captain, but Smitty sure plays a role. So just remember, we built this Smitty. We built this Smitty on greasy gold. We built this Smitty. We built this Smitty on greasy Eagles. Built this Smitty. We built this Smitty on greasy Eagles. Smitty's always playing in the biggest games, but he'll never make it to the Hall of Fame. He may use his elbows or just use his fists. It's why we gave him a spot on our beauty list. He may not be the captain, but Smitty sure plays a role. So just remember, we built this Smitty. We built this Smitty on greasy gold. We built this Smitty.
Oh, we built this Smitty, a classic from the Nielson show. As we kick off game day here on EST, we got a jam-packed day for you as well. It'll be our show. It'll be into the hangout from 9 until 11 today. The lock shop from 11 to 12, giving you all the best bets that you possibly could need on that Oilers and Jets game tonight. It's the Lock Shop Bowl, right? Hustle's out of Winnipeg. I'm out of Edmonton. We're bitter rivals, but also best of friends. So we'll get to that from 11 to 12 today. Game day oil stream from 12 to 1. EST afternoons with Hernan Salas and Joaquin Gage from 1 to 3. And then the Reed Wilkins show every single day from 3 to 6. That will lead you up towards the GCL Diesel pregame show, which gets going a little bit later on tonight. 7 o'clock start for that, and then postgame to follow as well. The blizzards have been delivered. Score blizzards. And how about this? How about this Sly Dog throwing in a cookie dough for Dusty, eh?
He's playing to the audience. Poor Ian, he's standing out there, and the wildlife of this area are kind of.
Oh no!
I felt
was the cart guy?
Oh
there?
no! I think the people were eyeing up that cart's hot commodity. I would say.
Oh yeah, I think so. There's gonna be a fight over that cart later.
Ian's safe, and we thank him for his time and jetting these puppies out. They're frozen. He said wait like 15 to 20, which is perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then swirl them around and eat around the edge and.
What? Well, there's a lid on it, but still, that's pretty incredible.
It's rock hard.
All right, so fired up. We're going to try it. So I've never had a score bar. You guys have had score bars.
Yeah, that's the story.
I never had a score bar, and that's why we're
in.
having score of blizzards today.
I didn't bring one in. He didn't bring any in. But the bar.
We forgot to bring the bar, and it was going to be a bit. We forgot 2 days in a row.
That's okay.
So anyway, shout out to the Morinville Dairy Queen for dropping these bad boys off.
Yep.
And I'm gonna put that cookie dough in the freezer and save it for breakfast later. That would be a real nice.
Save it.
All right, let's dive into it. It is game day. Oilers and Jets tonight. Our hockey insider today, Jamie Mclennan, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialist. They have upcoming private signings with the Nuge and five-time Stanley Cup champion, Dr. Randy Gregg, located in Edmonton at the corner of St. Albert Trail and 128th Ave, online at proamsports.ca. Noodles is in a vehicle today. Jamie Mclennan, where are you, buddy? What's going on?
I'm at like a private doctor service. I'm called MedCan. I've got to get blood and ECG and all of that fun stuff. I'm getting older, folks. That's
too much info. Too much info, Noodles.
I know. So, but I actually, it's so funny because I fasted or whatever. I'm staring at those blizzards, going, I want to go to the Morinville.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Hey, are you a score bar guy? Do you like the score bar?
It's my favorite blizzard score. Absolutely.
Oh, yes. That's what everybody's saying. The score blizzard's amazing.
It's not even close. It's not even close how good they are. Now, I will say this. This is going to date myself. My favorite chocolate bar, you might not even have heard of it. I'm a Big Turk guy. I love Big Turk.
Big Turk.
So, and I don't think that would translate to a blizzard. So that's why my number one is score. Score is number one. The score blizzard is the best. And then if somehow they could make me a Big Turk, I don't think the jujube in the middle, it wouldn't be that good, but I swear I would try a Big Turk blizzard, but score is number one. You'll love it, Dusty.
I like the bags of the mini Turks. Like, those bite-sized ones.
That's just enough Turk?
That's where it's at. I don't need, the medium small Turk.
It's weird getting a Big Turk little. Yeah, that kind of blows my mind. Anyway, okay, well, you've been hyping up the score blizzard. YouTube Trad's been hyping it up. You're hyping it up, Jamie. This thing better deliver. I'm going to be very angry at everybody. It's wow, what a day. What a great day. Jamie's going to the doctor on Oilers game day. We're having blizzards. Could it be any better? Noodles, Oilers and Jets begin tonight. What are you expecting for a start from a team that could have a little bit of an emotional letdown after the heartbreak they suffered last year? They're a team who's played a ton of hockey late into last season. Are you expecting them to come out of the gate hot, or should people be patient with this group to start this year?
Well, you can make an argument for both. Florida didn't seem to bother them last night. They didn't take their foot off the gas. It was 5-1 before you blink type of thing. And then I think, watching McDavid in that Prime special, all of that type of stuff, you saw the emotion. Yes, in the preseason, I didn't think they were very good, but I didn't think they were very motivated. I think a lot of veterans in the preseason just played to get their timing back and to not get hurt. But this is for keeps, and Winnipeg is going to play for keeps. And I would say, you ramp up the intensity. For me, all my eyes are on the newcomers, how they settle in. Jeff Skinner, Arvidsson, the young guys on the back end. Like, to me, I think it's how they settle in, because we know what the veteran guys and the guys who were there last year are capable of. They just got to get to that level early on. But I think it'll be a good game. You get the emotion going, and then you're right back into it. You just got to stay healthy and get up to game speed.
Noodles, what does that do for a team like the Jets coming in here? We talk about emotion. Where are they going to kind of navigate their way? Because it's not like this is just any old opposition tonight the Oilers get, or any type of softball, wiffle ball type of team in the Jets. But where do you kind of come out on them? The banner will be unveiled, albeit at just a conference one. The place will be bumping, rocking. The Oilers will be, obviously, we walked through their emotional state. But where do you think that leaves the Jets and how they're going to handle tonight?
Well, I think it leaves them, actually, to be honest, gives them a little bit of an advantage. Yeah. They can come in and say, hey, we want to play spoiler. Now, Hellebuck, I've been reading the last couple of days, is on personal, something for a reason that he's missed some practices and stuff. He'll be available to play. Yeah. He's always the X factor, right? He's the guy who can steal a game regardless of what's going on. I think Winnipeg is sneaky good. I really do. I think, Velarde, a healthy Velarde. I think their D are stabilized. They found some players that can play. that's not a team to sleep on. Honest to God, like that. This isn't a free 2 points for the Oilers to show up and, hey, we were in the Cup last year. Everyone's picking us to win the Cup this year, so roll over and give us the points. I don't think that's going to be the case. If anything, Florida and Edmonton are going to have tougher games this year because people watch them go to the finals. People want to measure their team against theirs. So I think the Oilers are going to have a tough push. Now, how they respond, that'll be up to it. And I think that's up to the leadership group to make sure that this team is ready to rock instead of just wading into games. How many times have we said that in the last couple of years? Yeah. It's like the Oilers, they put their gear on and then they go, okay, let's see how tonight's going to unfold. Yeah. And then, you instead of being the aggressor, and I think that's something maybe experience will change if they can be the aggressor and take the game to the Jets tonight.
Jamie Mclennan with us on the show this morning, brought to you by our partners over at Pro-Am Sports. Go see the Cooks and Boys. They're good guys to do business with. Skinner goes into this season, and he kind of became the default number one each of the last 2 years, but he gets his first opening night start. He goes into this season as there's not even a discussion. He's a legitimate number one guy. What do you expect from him, and how can that maybe change what we see from him heading into the season?
Well, he's had 2 years where he's played 50-plus games. Last year, I think I talked about this last week, is he played 82 games last year when you include 23 in the playoffs and 59 in the regular season. Like, this guy showed that he can play every night. Yes, it wasn't a masterpiece every night, but, the Oilers, we knew of their defensive woes. He is the clear-cut number one. He's 25 years old. I think he's a guy who has shown that he's got the mental makeup to handle that type of duress. He's a big, strong guy, so he can handle it physically. He's in a good position. What he needs to do is just relax and get to his game. And what I mean by that is just play to his capabilities. Now, the Oilers, the team in front of him can help him, but he is the clear-cut number one. I would argue that he might have the inside track if that World Cup of Hockey or whatever it's called in February, he might be on that team, and he should be, the way he's played over the last, we'll call it, 18 months. And, yes, he had some bumps in the road last playoff. This past playoff, I thought he was really good once he settled in after, we'll call it, Game 7 in Vancouver. And so I think he's a guy that can provide that stability in net. I think it's important that Pickard gives them quality minutes this year, because I would hate to – I don't want to see him play 60 games in the regular season, Skinner. I'd like to see him play 55 so that he can have enough juice for the playoffs if they go on a deep run.
Noodles, the other Skinner on this squad as well, causing a bit of a fracas earlier. Craig Button was on yesterday and absolutely ripped him apart.
Button absolutely lost it. It was great.
Red hot for his preseason performance or lack thereof. But where do you kind of come out on that in this individual? I mean, the preseason, again, we talk about overreactions, underreactions, all this stuff, but expectations for Jeff Skinner now, and especially from, I guess, the small sample size in the preseason that it was for him.
Well, I will echo Craig's comments, and I didn't even hear him yelling and screaming yesterday.
I promise you won't be able to echo his comments.
Yeah. There might have been swear words in there too. You guys might have. But you know what? Honestly, Skinner wasn't impressive in the preseason. He looked like he was thinking the game, trying too hard in certain situations. What I've noticed about Jeff Skinner, especially the last couple of years, he is a confidence guy. Now, he seems like a guy who can get down on himself if things don't go well. What he needs is to play straight line hockey. If he's going to get an opportunity, that top six, Draisaitl will find him. Draisaitl is one of the best passers, if not the best passer in the league, as far as finding opportunities for guys when they least expect it. So he's got to find a way to play straight line hockey, get Draisaitl the puck, and get available to shoot the puck, because he's got a good shot. I think Skinner will surprise people, because you're not looking at the Jeff Skinner from 8 years ago, 7 years ago. You're looking at the Jeff Skinner now, but he still can contribute. I think it's just about settling in. Same thing on the other side. Arvidsson, he's not a burner of a skater, but he's a pain in the ass to play against. So they've got to develop some chemistry. But for me, Jeff Skinner has got to play straight line hockey and win some loose puck battles and play with confidence. And I think they'll give him an opportunity to kind of do that these first 10 games and develop some chemistry with that group.
And we were talking about it yesterday on Two Guys and a Goalie with myself and Gager and Matt Cassian. And we were trying to figure out if we thought Skinner and his style of play would be a better fit with Draisaitl or McDavid. And, I mean, you made a good point about Draisaitl as a playmaker. McDavid's the best in the league. It probably should work with either of them. But do you think he'd be a better fit with McDavid? McDavid and Draisaitl are both brilliant, but they're brilliant in different ways, right? So do you think Skinner would be a better fit with one or the other?
I still come back to Draisaitl because I think Draisaitl plays a methodical game where McDavid is all about pace. Now, if Skinner has that pace and can keep up, then I would say have at it. But, to me, I look at the way that, Hyman, RNH, and McDavid play together. There's just a perfect mix of brains, speed, work ethic. Like it just, I know you work in pairs in the league, so McDavid and Hyman could plug in anybody with them. But I still think Draisaitl might be better for Skinner just because Draisaitl will slow the game down sometimes, and he wants to slow the game down. He'll invite contact, which opens up a lane or opens up one of his line mates. That's where Skinner can use his speed and use his experience to get to a space. So early on, I want to see him try and develop some chemistry with Draisaitl. I think McDavid can play with everybody, but I think Draisaitl, I'm leaning more Draisaitl early on for Skinner just to see if they can develop, if Draisaitl can make him a better player.
Noodles, as always, buddy, we appreciate the time and good luck at the doctors today.
And good luck with the blizzard. Yeah. I'm telling you, score is going to be your number one. You're going to be back to that Morinville. It was Dairy Queen there.
Yeah,
you're going to be back there. You're going to be back there like twice this week and maybe a few times next week. Loving it.
All right, man. We'll see. Text me your results from the doctors, and I'll
have the doctor. I'll have you guys can post them on the show later.
See you later, buddy. There we go.
Later.
That's Jamie Mclennan for Pro Sport. You guys can post them on the show later. Yeah. Good news. Clean bill of health for Noodles.
Dive into the analytics. Eh?
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. They only took your blood pressure twice as opposed to 3 times when I go. That's interesting. What's going on there?
What does it mean?
Dr. J is in, says ESC legal analyst and guy that loves to cause a scene at Dairy Queen when he finds out they don't have Scotch mint or licorice pipe flavor blizzards.
Licorice pipe?
Okay. Let's, should we try these? They're squeezy enough. Yeah, they're good now.
It's been 15 minutes.
They're good now. Trev, calm down, Trev.
Okay.
Here, Trev, over there. It's been 15 minutes. Let's go. Get over here, Trev. Come get yourself. Come get yourself. There you go. There's a. Who the hell's that all of a sudden? Eh? Surprise. All right. Look at all the spoons. So many spoons.
So many spoons.
Trev, you want a big spoon or a little spoon?
No matter. Surprise.
Let's give you the big spoon. Whoa, what a catch. Let me see. I'm going to go big spoon as well. I'm going to go big spoon as well. All right, so this is what score tastes like. Interesting. Smells like ice cream.
Smells good.
It smells like ice cream. All right, let's see. Now, boys, I'm a huge cookie dough blizzard guy. Like, I think cookie dough blizzard is the best type of ice cream you could ever put together. So this had better be delicious. I hope I don't get brain freeze. That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You like that, Trev?
Yes.
So this,
Telling you all along.
So is this better than a score bar itself?
I think so.
I think
You get the ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
It's a doubled up. Now, if you ate that with a score bar.
So what? But what is in a score bar? What did you guys said? It's hard caramel or something?
Toffee.
Oh, toffee.
Something like that. Tell you what, this is exactly what I needed right now.
No, I'll say this. I really like this. I still think I prefer cookie dough, though. Yeah. No, I like this, though.
You got options.
Well, and that's the thing. I've got the same blizzard order for like 15 years at Dairy Queen. So maybe now I'll mix it up a little bit. Should I try that one, too?
Give Get them both on the go here.
You know what?
Double dip.
It's only fair to compare the two.
It's true. Yeah. Do you need a new spoon? Do you want to
Oh, you
cross contaminate?
That's okay. I was just saying
You-
spoon. All right, let's see. Let's test the two.
yeah.
Now, usually when I get a cookie dough, I get extra stuff in it because it's a nice extra cookie dough. But let's see here.
Here we go.
Okay, so this is the cookie dough.
Yeah. Just as you remember.
Wow, interesting development here.
It's not as
Like
good.
it might not be. Uh-oh.
You've lost it.
Knew it.
I got to get a good chunk of cookie dough here. This is why I get extra stuff because I don't want to mess around. All right, here we go. Okay. The cookie dough bits are real nice.
Not as good as the score.
Okay, let me go back to score now.
There's lots of score bits in there, hey? I guess
That's heavy duty score.
I
Jam-packed.
don't mess around.
I tell you, the score
Yeah.
one is giving it a run
He's
for its
coming
money,
around.
man.
He's coming around.
Like if they could mix in a couple of cookie dough chunks into the score blizzard, we might have created the most perfect thing in the world.
People are saying it's almond toffee.
You know what? I like almonds.
Is that going to, like, Reed coming in later? That's not he's not like it's peanuts, right, for Reed?
Oh yeah,
I just don't want to, like, we got to,
we can't try to kill Reed again.
no, like, I'm just saying.
Tommy already tried once.
I
He's
know.
only been here for a month. Man, you guys, I'll give it to you, boys. That's a real nice blizzard.
Doesn't sign text guy says
you.
put the two flavors together.
You know what?
Put them all in
What
a
am
big
I doing?
dish.
I'm asking. No, I'm going to
All in
just
a
do
big
it.
bowl.
I'm going to do a double
Yeah, do the
scoop.
double, yeah.
So here I've got some cookie doughs
A little bit
on
of cookie.
there.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever done this in their entire life? Eh?
I doubt it.
Only here.
yeah.
And now I'm mixing in some score. I'm going to break the spoon
That
here.
spoon's getting
careful.
a workout.
Here it is.
Oh, gosh.
The mother of all blizzards.
Wait,
the score blizzard.
I gotta get this
mixed in with the cookie dough blizzard. Like nothing you've ever seen before. I've done it.
Hello.
Make that face.
I've done it. We've done it.
Yeah.
We've created the perfect blizzard. Yeah. Oh my God.
Vinegar strokes.
Real nice. I'm gonna do one more of those. Trev, let's should we get the wheel? Should we bring up the wheel for Coolbet? Let's
I don't feel good. Yep.
This is really good when you mix them together like this. We've done it.
Somebody said DQ will mix flavors for you. Unsigned text. I don't know.
What?
You might
So I could say half cookie dough, half score blizzard.
want to give it a try.
Come up with a name with that. Score dough.
Yeah.
Not score dough, Trev. You don't like score dough? Man, you're such a perfectionist, right? All right. Let's spin this wheel. We are going to spin it for Coolbet Canada. Trev, throw up the Coolbet logo there. The wheel's been good. This wheel has hit once. The desk wheel's hit a couple of times now. It's pretty good. My God, boys. This combination is changing my life. How am I going to stay in shape?
Well, back to the pool.
This blizzard invented now. All right. Oh, we got wheel noise. Perfect. All right.
You know what time it is?
Can you hear the wheel noise?
I can never hear the wheel.
But you can hear the wheel.
It makes tradition
noise.
like any other. So
this is like the tune in iHeart thing
I don't
yesterday
get it.
when we're like, why is this happening? We can't understand
who
it.
cares?
All right, let's. So we're going to spin this wheel, random NFL wheel, and then we're going to bet the 3 games that it comes up with. Now we can pick the spread or the money line
tough
if we
too,
want. Let's. All right, Trev, you want to say it? Should we spin that wheel? Let's give us the first team. Who do we got?
The Steelers.
Steelers, okay. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Raiders
Steelers.
in Vegas Sunday
Raiders.
afternoon. Yeah.
I don't see the money line odds up right now, but we'll go Steelers money line, whatever it is. Hey, just Steelers to win.
Yeah.
They're a 3-point favorite.
Get back on track.
Well, let's just go Steelers to win. All right, so Pittsburgh Steelers to win. I like what the wheel has done to get us started
Thus
here.
far.
I'll celebrate with another scoop of cookie dough and score blizzard together. All right, let's spin that wheel.
Oh. See what that is?
Oh, I can't see it.
The Lions.
Lions?
Yeah!
Oh, boy.
Detroit Lions against the Dallas Cowboys.
In Dallas.
We'll go Detroit Lions money line. We've got 3 road teams so far. All right. Ooh, wow.
Not bad. I don't mind
What a
this
week.
one. I don't mind this one.
Could today possibly get any better? All right. Steelers.
Ready?
Lions. Let's spin that wheel one more time. Spin that wheel.
Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Last but not least, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Chiefs are on a bye week. Spin it again.
That wheel.
I like
The
this
wheel
sound
doesn't
effect.
know bye weeks? Unbelievable.
That's
All
the
right.
best sound.
Let's spin it one more time.
Bam.
Not bad, though. It knows, Chiefs is just like, of course.
well, no,
Thank
yeah,
you, wheel.
The Chargers.
Chargers.
They
Not
visit the
as
Broncos.
gung-ho, but they get
Mile
the
high.
Broncos.
Yeah.
And the Chargers are a favorite against the Broncos
Coming off
team
a
that's
bye, are they
actually
not?
played. They are coming off a bye. But Denver's 3-2. I'm a little surprised the Chargers are a field goal
fraudulent
favorite.
3-2.
Like, yeah, okay, fair point. All right, so we will go. We're not taking them minus the 3. So let's just go Chargers. So we'll go Chargers money line, Lions money line,
Steelers money line.
Steelers money line.
I like it.
That'll be the wheel parlay this week.
With an ode to the Chiefs.
And I think it came together wheel nicely. See, Trev, what I did there was instead of saying real,
On
I
the
said,
money lion.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you make that joke earlier?
I did, but no one heard it.
Yeah, no, I thought I heard it. I just didn't realize how funny it was till right now.
Okay. I saw what you did there, though. Dusty.
There's a real good mix. I can't think of 2 better ice creams to mix than these 2 ice creams right here, right now. Thank you once again to the Morinville Dairy Queen for being legends, helping us create something special. That's what they've done today.
People now clamoring for an EST Blizzard. I think it would just be the 2 of these mixed, right? I mean,
That is what it would be. Actually, we
we've
should
got
get it
the
set up
recipe
so
now.
that you can go to Dairy Queen and just say, yeah, I'll have the EST Blizzard, half cookie dough, half score. You don't even have to. I want to get to a point where you don't have to say what it is. They just know what it is.
Yeah. With some Big Turk sprinkled on top.
Man, I'm going to totally have your guys' back, though. The hype that you had around this score Blizzard, totally justified.
And the candy bar's not that big. Like, all you need is a little bit. Somebody said they love undressing a score bar. It just looks kind of
sounds
sexy.
gross.
Well, no, but it's true. It's not like a big old, like, like the old Henrys and all that. Like, it looks good. It looks good to the eye.
Scott is in and says, Chargers, this is a sign. I'm going to that football game this weekend for my bachelor party. Thanks, Wheel.
Love it.
I know where I'm going to put my money. That's great.
The wheel is just.
The wheel is just. The wheel is fine. Bet all your money. Put it on the line with the wheel. Stay cool. Bet responsibly at Coolbet. All right, let's give you the keyword for the EST Flyaway to Los Angeles. December 26th to December 30th. You are heading down to Los Angeles if you win the trip. It's all presented to you by the 780, homegrown local shop right here in Edmonton. 780 is both the shop name and their in-house clothing brand that celebrates all things unique to E-Town. They also work with close to 100 local vendors from the 780 area code to help promote and get their brands off the ground. Check them out online. It's www.780, the word 7, the number 80, SEVEN80.com, or any of their 5 locations, Southgate, Londonderry, Kingsway, St. Albert, and the Outlet Mall out by the airport. They've got their Loyal to the Soil brand, which has a ton of fun stuff if you were a fan of the local hockey club. And then their Bird of Beef underwear brand, which I did say is some of the most comfortable ginch I've ever worn in my entire life. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this stuff. Great local company promoting other local companies. All right, let's get to your keyword today. Your keyword is, you just text us in, 780-218-9999. You go into the mix for the trip, flights, accommodations, hotel, Rams, Cardinals, Clippers, Warriors at the new Clipper Stadium, which looks cool.
Into it.
The into it.
Get into it.
And then Edmonton versus either the Ducks or the Kings, depending on the scheduling of that NFL game. Today's keyword is movies.
Oh.
Because movies get made in LA. I think that's why I want to pick this keyword.
Really still? Is that still?
I always try to find out why it ties in. So Los Angeles, Hollywood. Movies.
Yeah.
Makes sense, Maddie. Well done, sir. Text movies right now to
Rodeo
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. I think I went to Rodeo Drive. Did you? In grade 9, when my parents took us to Disneyland. We didn't stop. We just drove down it. And we're like, can we stop, Dad? He's like, hell no, we can't stop here. It's too expensive. but I'm pretty sure we either drove down it or we drove like across it. And he's like, "There's Rodeo Drive, kids." I was like, "Oh, cool." That's it. That's my story.
Big bus.
No, we were in a car that time. Yeah. Movies. Text movies right now. Paris Jewelers inbox about to take a pounding here. 780-218-9999. Movies is your keyword for today. It's not a movie, but I've been watching that documentary, the Menendez brothers.
Yeah.
Have you heard about these guys?
It's nuts. Yeah, I'm halfway through. I stopped.
So I skipped over the one episode. I didn't care how their parents were like the one about their parents' relationship.
Oh, it's something.
I was like, listen, they end up dead. Spoiler alert. The parents end up dead. So I didn't really care about how they came together.
But you got to the jailbreak idea.
I saw,
which I was waiting for, because that's a
look,
classic.
these guys are idiots. That's what I've realized. And then, so I just got to episode 7. The trial is sort of just firing up. And apparently, according to this documentary, or whatever it is, what we would call it, the show, they become very popular. Like, everybody's like loving the Menendez brothers.
Yeah. It's a good soundtrack, too. Some good tunes in that show. Don't mind it.
I'm only there for the backstory on the basketball card. Mm-hmm. That's what I want. I haven't seen that yet. 7 episodes in.
They'll be at the game.
How do you not mix it? Do they mix them? Do they mix in the game here at some point? They have to, I would think. Pretty disappointing, if not. All right. Coming up next, free advice for Damon Bunting. What do you need help with in your life? We can help you for free. Buying or selling, he's your guy. Fantasy advice, life advice, work advice, relationship advice. If us two guys can't help you, who can?
You think Maddie texts in?
Maddie, you want?
He was kind of saying you need this week more than he does.
In fantasy.
Yeah, the whole match.
Let's talk
the
about
match,
it.
the game.
In my spite league, I think I'm projected to beat him like 114-87.
So he's already setting it up.
He's already it'll be the greatest upset ever. Calm down. That being said, I should smash him. All right, let's get to a sports update for the great staff of Park Mazda. What do you need help with? Free advice on the other side. Eric Macramalla coming up here around 7:45 today as well. And 3 questions too many. Kind of easy trivia. Greg Wyshynski. A lot on the way in hour number 3. Good luck to everybody. Trev's going to draw a name in about 2-3 minutes, and one of you will get a call for the EST Flyway to LA.
Oilers Jets tonight from Rogers Place. It's one of 5 games around the NHL. The GCL Diesel pregame show with Tom Gazol and Hernan Salas. That gets going at 7 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. The postgame show following. Blues over the Kraken 3-2 last night. Panthers topping the Bruins 6-4. And Utah winning their home opener 5-2 over the Blackhawks. Panthers yesterday agreeing to an 8-year, $56 million extension with Carter Verhaeghe. MLB action from yesterday. The Mets topped the Phillies 7-2 to take a 2-1 series lead, while the Padres went 2-1 up on the Dodgers 6-5-year final. All 4 divisional round series continue later today and this evening. Join me tomorrow back at the Central Casino Sports Bar Lounge as we kick off Week 6 in the NFL. San Francisco visiting Seattle, and your next chance to win some NFL merch. And in the AJHL last night, Grand Prairie all over Devon 6-1. Devon remain on the road. They'll visit Whitecourt tonight in the lone game. Sports Update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, who has a blizzard-making machine in his office.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a figure skater. He wears like a white outfit and he does interpretive ice dances to my life's journey.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Wait to be in.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Changing 200.
$7:35 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here. It is game day. Let's drop the puck. It's game day. We want big hits, lots of shots, power plays in honor of Creed.
Good throwback there.
Thanks, man.
Man.
Yeah. No, it's.
You got that old.
I've been thinking about that for a while.
Is that kicking around anywhere?
Oh, maybe somewhere. I don't know.
My question from yesterday still stands. Gordo asks, would you give up Pickens for Tank Bigsby?
Oh, we're looking for that free advice already. Tough call.
You're a Bigsby stan.
There's like nothing going on in the Steelers passing game. I am a Bigsby. I am a stan of him.
Stan Bigsby.
Travis Etienne's still a thing. I think there's going to be some split there. I mean, if you have decent wide receiver depth, I'd be okay with that. Like, if you're starting Pickens every week, then, but if you're not starting Pickens, I would definitely trade him for that running back.
I wanted to get Gordo quick because he was in the queue there from yesterday.
Good for you, Gordo. Good work sliding in there, buddy. Didn't
sleep last night.
Trevor, you close to having the okay. Well, so we'll get to free advice in a second. Macramalla is coming up as well, but we are going to call our qualifier for the EST Flyaway to Los Angeles. These blizzards have been terrific. Should we put them in the fridge? Or are you going to keep eating yours?
Well, yeah. If you want to kind of preserve
I'm probably going to save
integrity of it all.
You guys say, yeah. Let's then we can sit around and chat about them later. I think it'll be fun. How you want to sit down and have a little bit of extra blizzard? All right, take the tray. Delicious spoon. All right, so we'll save those. Anyway, once again, thank you very much. So I got to try a score bar now because the blizzard is very good. The blizzard is very good. The blizzard is just like the wheel. It's delicious. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. All right, we are looking at your predictions for the game tonight and the other start to the season. We will get into that as well. Change to 200. That's awesome. If you're watching over on YouTube right now, hammer the thumbs up for us. That would be great. And sub to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to hit our next big mark would be 11,000 subs. This is a good one. Stu Pedasso's in today. And says, Dusty, the show, the Menendez brothers, is highly dramatized and paints them in a bad light.
Stu would know.
Not to say what they did wasn't awful, but they had their reasons. You should watch the 2-hour documentary that was just released on Netflix. It's a little more of what really happened. Well, I'll definitely watch that now, too.
Yeah,
I'll probably start listening to Menendez Brother podcast. Do they have one from jail? They should. If not,
what's the
let's
deal
talk.
Here? Like, the parents were insane, but I mean, they killed him.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody's
according to the show, they shot them right in the head.
Yeah, there's no winner in this.
I just don't know how you can paint those guys in a bad light. Like, well, what a day!
What an
a great day!
What an angle!
All right, Trev, who do we have for the ESC Flyweight LA? Who do we got?
Mark is on the line.
All right, let's go to Mark. Mark, congratulations, buddy! You're one step closer to winning a trip down to Los Angeles. Great sports trip during the holidays. How excited are you right now? That damn phone. I tell you, we got to get that thing sorted out. All right, we're going to bring Mark back in one more second. Look at Trev. He's just rattled. It's okay, Trev. We're going to talk to him. It's all right. Then we're going to get to free advice. Then we're going to get to Macramalla. So we got lots coming up here in the up until 8 o'clock. We want to try him again? All right, let's go to Mark again. Mark, there you are. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, good. It's Trainer Mark, guys.
Trainer Mark, how you doing, buddy? So what do you trip with the? Who do you take? How's this work for you? How do you sort that out?
Well, this is going to be probably the most awkward conversations you've had, but I'm currently going through a separation, so maybe I just take a date if it works out. I don't know.
Currently going through a separation, may just take a date. Who knows? Yeah, you know what? Maybe you roll solo, and you find somebody down there to come with you.
Be a play,
but I could do that. Who knows, right? It could just be a wild experience, and I can just write a book with you guys.
Look, I'll say this, man. It sounds like you're flexible. I'm pretty
flexible. Like, my son's looking at me right now. My daughter's looking at me, going, "What? We can't go?" You never know.
Well, you know what? We'll sort this out. Either way, you're one step closer to win the trip down to Los Angeles. Best of luck with everything, Mark.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
That has to be the most bizarre
hanging on
qualifying call we've ever had. Who are you going to take with you? Well, I'm going through a separation.
Got options.
Guess
you
what?
Got options now.
She's probably not going to win a trip to LA. So best of luck. Although it would suck if you win the trip to LA and then she takes half.
How would that work?
All-time backfire.
Is that in the rules and regs?
She gets the NFL tickets. He gets the NBA and the Edmonton tickets.
One of those hotel rooms.
A hotel situation, that adjoining door
between,
and 2 vehicles.
2 vehicles.
Well, best of luck, Mark. What a day. This day just continues to, I mean, not for Mark, but for us, it gets better and better.
Well, yeah.
All right, let's get into free advice right now for Damon Bunting. Buying or selling, Bunting is your guy. You're buying a home, he'll help you buy it, or he'll have one you can buy. You're selling a home, he will sell your home. It's not a Bunting guarantee, but I like to say you put your trust in Bunting, sells your home 2 days later for twice as much as you were asking. That's how good he is at his job.
I'll call it a flipper.
Is that what it is?
He's flipping.
www.damonbunting.com. The bottom line is, if you want to do business with a great dude, there's none better than Damon Bunting. Honestly, one of the nicest people we've ever met in our entire lives. And we've met lots of people. All right, what do you need for advice today? 780-218-9999. I think a lot of people want to give Mark advice.
Yeah, Twitter Mary, and you can't just take a date on that trip, man. It's a trip of importance.
You could take a date. I mean, you'll know right away.
Yeah, well, you'll find out. Yeah, it could be really interesting. I'm here for it.
Yeah. What do you need help with? 780-218-9999. Fantasy advice, life advice. We always say relationship advice. I just don't know what I'd say to Mark there. But yeah, keep those rolling in. Guys, good news is I'm going to the game tonight. Bad news, I have to decide between a guy that I've been talking to about joining for a new job or my wife, who's a diehard Oilers fan. What say you? What do you think? You go to the game with your wife, or do you go to the game with a guy? So he must have multiple tickets. I'm thinking he probably has tickets with his wife, and then this guy that's been courting him for a job is like, you should come with me.
Yeah.
I would think your wife would probably, if she thinks it's a good job, she'd probably be like, go to the game. She can bring a friend.
Yeah.
And she can bring Mark. We'll figure it out.
The job leads to more tickets in the future.
That's
right?
the thing.
I think playing the long game.
I think you probably pursue the job angle on this one. But that's just me.
Sounds like they're coming from a position of some bounty, it's you could choosing to go whenever.
You're in a good spot.
This isn't the only game you're going to be going to, I doubt. So whatever.
Do the job. I'd go with the job.
Do the job.
Go with the job there. Dusty, will you trade Deebo Samuel for Terry McLaurin in fantasy? I probably would sit tight on that right now, but we have to remember I'm on tilt because how angry I am at the Niners' usage of Deebo this past weekend. 3 carries for 11 yards, 3 targets, 1 catch. And they're 2 and 3. Mix this guy in. What are you doing? It's driving me nuts. So usually I would say, no, you're probably not trading Deebo for Terry McLaurin. In a week or two, I might say you trade Deebo for Terry McLaurin. Because with Jaden Daniels at quarterback, Terry McLaurin, and how long have I been?
Scary Terry's been
he's been that guy for 5 years.
You'd take a bullet for him.
I wouldn't go that far, but.
Well, there were some mornings where.
I do love him. I don't know. It's a tough call. I think I'd probably wait on it and see if Deebo's usage increases. But if not, maybe at that point you have to add a little something to him. But we'll see. Guys, I'm ordering in for the game tonight. Is it pizza and wings or Donairs? Oh, boy.
Pizza and wings to start and then Donair afterwards.
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Are
you not a fan?
Well, I love all of it.
No, but the Oilers, you got to kind of, this is game 1. You got to kind of set a base here, Have a couple drinks.
Trev, what would you? Trev, you're thinking you're probably going out for wings. But if you were staying in, and you've become a big Donair guy since you started here.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah. I'm on a Donair.
How many Donairs are you crushing now?
Well, confessions, I was going to say it this week. I think I had 4 Donairs in the past week. It's not good. And yesterday I was also not feeling good because yesterday was confessions, right? I was going to say
yesterday was confessions. Yeah.
I had a jumbo cheese or whatever, the king cheese beef Donair at 9:45, and then we had Benny here yesterday morning. My apologies, and I was just hurting. I was like, oh gosh, this is brutal. But yeah, so I got to stop with the Donairs. That was my confession. Didn't get to it yesterday, but I need to slow down on those. And, growing up, it was always pizza and wings. So that's my answer. It's game night, pizza, wings. That's more traditional. I've never really, it's game night. Let's get Donairs. Maybe is that
you know what my issue here would be is that I'm not really a pizza and wings combo guy. I like pizza and I like wings. But I never really order pizza and wings together.
What?
Yeah.
It's one of the best duos ever.
I know. I don't do it.
It works.
Like maybe it's just because like my family doesn't eat wings, so we always just get pizza. And when I'm out with somebody, you're going to order a pound of wings, but you're not going to also order a pizza. So that's I guess my issue. Huh?
Rusty Shackelford says Donair pizza.
Well, some people like.
Oh, you're thinking.
On a day we combine a score and cookie dough blizzard, we get the Donair pizza idea.
Maybe,
Brilliant. It's already a thing too. Lots of places have that. It's really delicious. Good. Nice work, Rusty Shackelford. Rip City Seb says, Trev, you might have a problem.
I know.
Jason in Leduc is like 4 Donairs in a week. Oh, to be in my 20s again. I mix in like a Donair every 2 months. I eat it guilty because if Tammy finds out she loses. She doesn't lose it, but she looks at me with like disgust. And I can't really have them around the house because she'll be like, yeah, I could come home at like 1:30 in the morning with a Donair and sneak downstairs in the basement. And the old hound dog upstairs is down. She's like, you got Donair down here? Or the next morning she'd be like, I smell Donair on you. And I'm like, well, yeah, there's Donair sauce still all over me. Of course you smell Donair on me, but
it's bad.
4 in 1 week, buddy.
I'm starting to look at
I don't think I've ever gone on a run of 4 in 1 week.
Well, yeah, like there's this place I've been going to, and it's been all time. It's like it's the best.
Which one? Tell it. We're fine with it.
World's best Donair. Or
Well,
the world's finest Donair.
What are the odds?
Yeah. So LT told me about it, and I kind of just become a regular this last week.
It's great.
It is great. Like
and they make an outstanding fish sandwich as well.
I'll have to go there for that, but
I don't know if I'm going to World's. They're not called World's Finest Fish Sandwiches.
No. But
I don't know if I'm going there for the fish sandwich.
Menu. You can. I mean, you go all over the world.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we still have to do that thing. We want to try a Donair from every Donair place in the city. We're going to do a Donair. We're going to call it the Donair Lair.
The list is still over there.
We have a list of every single Donair shop in the city. We want to try from everyone the Donair Lair, and I think we get them, bring them back, we eat them over there in the lair, and we talk about them.
You do a tight pod.
Yeah, just a nice little Donair podcast. Yeah. Something along those lines. We could do it.
It's for work.
Technology today provides us with the opportunity to do a Donair podcast. Yes. Why would we not do it?
And maybe if you need to take a few leftovers home, you take
Bronco Nick is in and says, guys, I had 2 Donairs yesterday. Ugh. The double Donair day. I can't even imagine that. Wow. Oh God. They are delicious though. They are the best mystery thing ever. All right, there you go. That's free advice for Damon Bunting. Keep them coming in and try to get to a few more of those coming up. Man, I got to write that down. That's what I learned on the show today. Travis had 4 Donairs in the last week. Unbelievable. All right, let's get to Eric Macramalla, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, your dealer for life. Until Macramalla, of course, puts them all away for doing something illegal, I would think. Here's your Macramalla intros for today. Some of the best ones that we've saved so far. EST legal analyst and guy who blames his high blood pressure on the fact that absolutely no one believed him when he said, it's not butter. EST legal analyst and guy whose natural body hair growth pattern is so beautiful, he was put on display in the Louvre for 6 months. EST legal analyst and guy who only makes the sloppiest of Joes, Eric Macramalla. EST legal analyst and overly aggressive loofah user, Eric Macramalla. EST legal analyst and guy that will spend thousands of dollars for a Stanley Cup Finals ticket just to be the lone person in the arena cheering for Gary Bettman. Or EST legal analyst and guy who is suing Tim Allen for stealing his famous grunt from Home Improvement for attending one of Macramalla's orgies in the 80s. That's where he got the idea. Macramalla joins us this morning. He's looking terrific. He's got the suit. He's got the dress shirt. He's got the mic that he's going to hold. Macramalla, good morning. How are you, sir?
Holding the mic, it's the equivalent of the old man when you want to give him a high five and you extend the hand above the head to deliver a high five, and then the old man grabs your hand and does this, shakes it. I think you guys know. I remember the last one. So you remember Paul Martin, the Prime Minister of the country?
Yes, he was a Prime Minister.
Paul Martin Jr.? Yeah, so
he also played defense for the Penguins.
No, that's a different person, you idiot.
What?
Anyway, so yeah, I know. Can you believe that? So we went. His son Dave was a buddy of mine, and he was a Mets fan. So we would go to the Expos Mets games in Montreal. For example, when Darryl Strawberry hit that ball, moonshot for Andy St. Clair, that hit the rim of the stadium. I'm like, oh wow, Randy St. Clair isn't very good. He's pitching underhand. But his dad was an Expos fan like me because he was normal, but his son was. So we were in after we came back from a game, the Expos beat the Mets, we were making fun of his son because that's what you do. And then I went to high five his dad. And then he gave me the high five, shake, grab my hand. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, that doesn't seem right. What also doesn't seem right is me having an orgy in the 80s. I would have been 6. So unless my dad is P. Diddy, unless my dad's P. Diddy, that's not happening. Now, if he is my dad, there's a good chance that's happening. I think we would all agree.
Eric Macramalla with us on the air.
I used to call.
We've been trying to avoid that, but yeah.
What, P. Diddy?
Yeah, for the most part.
Trying to avoid P. Diddy? Why? You're not like governed by the CRTC. You can say what you want. It's supposed to be edgy and raw. You have a yellow frame on the screen. That screams edgy to me. So why are you talking about P. Diddy? Because you're low energy losers like Jeb Bush.
We've been talking about the Menendez brothers. We've been talking about the Menendez brothers. Bet you could have.
Do you ever
got
feel
him out
like
of jail.
one of your kids wants to kill you? Do you ever feel that, Dustin?
No, but I think Elizabeth probably will one day. Yeah, I could see her killing me. Marshall won't. He'd be like, Elizabeth, don't. And she'd be like, shut up. We're taking over EST.
No, it's mine. Remember, I'm going to sue you because I wasn't part of the award.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're going to take us down.
My eldest Daniel won't kill me. My youngest Nikki. You know, you guys have one kid.
Yeah,
like
that's
if
my youngest.
You hear a kid fall down the stairs in the house. You don't know this, Eric, but if you hear one of your kids fall down the stairs, you run to see who it is, right? And if it's the one you really like, you're like, are you okay, sweetheart? I love you. The other one, you just walk away, idiot. You're so idiot. You're such a clumsy Egyptian. Well, half Egyptian in this case. I forgot what I was talking about. But
let me ask you this. This is different, completely unrelated. But
yes.
We were talking about this morning, Dodgers Padres last night. Is there a bigger moment in sports individually than crushing a bomb against a rival in a playoff game like Tatis did last night? Like, I can't imagine like a bigger look at me moment in professional sports. I just can't. I don't know what it would be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of a bigger. The shot put comes to mind. Javelin, maybe.
Can't beat. Nothing compares.
The one-man luge. That's huge.
You do it by yourself.
But the two-man luge is great, but they should be face-to-face on the two-man luge, right? Not stacked the way they should be face-to-face.
Facing each other.
That to me would be awesome. And they finished third, but they made a baby, which reminds me of P. Diddy. I don't know why, but I know it makes you uncomfortable, so I'm going to keep mentioning it, right? Because you can't tell me what to do because I'm very much like Jeb Bush, a low-energy loser, or like Bill Waltz, who looks so confused. I made that my screensaver. The stunned look on his face during the debate. I don't understand why they picked this man to be the vice president of the United States of America, but it's really interesting. No orgies. But yeah, it is a great moment. I hate Tatis. Did you know that there was one study out of Oslo that found that the residual effects of the use of PEDs can last up to 4 years? All right, so you often see a ball player retire. First couple of years, he looks like he did when he was playing, and then later on, he looks like he's out of shape.
So you're thinking like Tatis is still benefiting from what was happening before?
Oh, he is. The science is clear on that. It is definitive. But beyond that, I mean, I know that the Padres in this series and in these playoffs, they're the evil WWF wrestler, not WWE, because I like WWF more, but they're the evil wrestlers, right? They're the bad guy in these playoffs, with Machado throwing a ball at the Dodgers, Manny Roberts. I mean, that was weird. And Tatis is a cheater. It was a really dramatic home run, and it's nice to see Tatis now producing, despite the fact he had a really bad regular season. Because, well, look at that. There's not a needle in his ass anymore, right? Can I say ass?
I feel bad because I've adopted the Padres as my playoff team.
Well, you're a bad boy.
Yeah, I guess for one time I'm on the dark
you're
side.
A bad boy. That's right.
This is like it's like being a stormtrooper. And it's like, no, I don't really want to be a bad guy, but here I am.
Now you're in the Empire.
I'm going to live that.
The problem is
that.
The Dodgers have no pitching.
Well, yeah,
we don't even know who's going to start today.
Yeah,
unless TBD.
I heard they're going with a bullpen game today. in the playoffs.
That makes sense. But I mean, you look at their two of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball unavailable to them, Ohtani and Glasnow. And you got Buehler, who had his second Tommy John surgery and simply has not been the same. You know, I feel bad for Spencer Strider, the starter for the Braves. He's had his second Tommy John. Once you have your second one, that's when you have all kinds of trouble getting back. You just lose too much velocity off your fastball, right? And this team just is stacked when it comes to hitting, but they simply cannot pitch. And that's a problem for this team. When the Phillies, aren't the Phillies like America's team for like cool people? Aren't they just the coolest team around with Schwarber and Harper and Castellanos? I mean, those are just really Wheeler, Nola. I love that team. But they may lose to the Mets.
They might lose to the Mets, down 2-1 right now. So we'll see how that plays out. I saw you tweeting about Carey Price's contract yesterday, and I wanted to tie it in. Like Shesterkin.
Last week, yeah.
Shesterkin just turned down $11 million a year. I mean, what do you think of him playing it out this way? Like, is there going to be a $12 million contract there somewhere?
No.
For Shesterkin? No. I don't know if I see that.
Okay. So when you speak to NHL agents now, what they will tell you, and the right way to go about negotiating a player's contract is to argue or advance the argument to the team that it's not the dollar figure, it's the percentage of the salary cap that we're looking at. And what they would argue is that in 2 years, the cap may well be above $100 million. Looking at $94 million next year, maybe 100 to 104 the following year. That may be an ambitious jump, but it's possible. And so if Shesterkin's cap hit is 12% of the salary cap now, but if you pay him $11 million and it's still 12%, then the agent would argue that that's a reasonable salary to pay. And I understand that argument. But you cannot rely on the Carey Price salary with an AAV of $10.5 million to stand as a precedent. And no one has. That deal was signed in 2017. It's almost 8 years ago.
Still the highest paid.
And it's still the highest paid contract. It was a contract delivered with Bergevin based upon emotion, like he did with Gallagher when he held the Brendan Gallagher press conference to announce the most asinine contract in that moment we'd ever seen. Bergevin got emotional. This is someone that was driven by emotion, and that's why Carey Price got 10.5. When the Canadians paid Carey Price $10.5 million, what they were saying is we cannot win without you, rather than trying to figure out how do we win without you, right? Rather than saying we can't win without you. But from a fiscal standpoint, that contract was ridiculous. And the notion that he's a future Hall of Famer, of course he is. But that sentiment is not mutually exclusive as it relates to saying he's overpaid. You can say a player's overpaid and say he's great at the same time. That was not fair market value, and that has been borne out because 8 years later, there's still no one paid more than Carey Price. The contract was ridiculous. It was a fireable offense.
Who are you picking to win the Stanley Cup?
Geez. I don't know. Who are you picking?
A lot of people are picking Edmonton. I was going to switch my pick yesterday, but apparently the day after Game 7, I yelled on the air, they're winning the Cup next year, so I have to stick with that. But Dallas concerns me a little bit. I think the Rangers are pretty good. Colorado could always be a contender. I still don't think Vegas has technically gone away just yet. So I'm not too sure about the East.
Rantanen's in a contract year, right? And so he'll probably perform well this year. Colorado is a good team. I want Edmonton to win the Cup. I think like most Canadians, we just love that team. And I think that they have what it takes. They have the roster construction to win the Cup. So I would say I hope they win it. But I think Colorado maybe has a better chance of winning the Cup. But I certainly hope the Oilers win the Cup. I think that Bruins don't really have a chance. I don't know why people are picking the Bruins. That team's roster has been is now seeing, I think, its darker days.
Excellent, buddy. Great chatting with you. We'll do it again next week.
I love you guys. I love you guys more than Bill Walsh looking into camera, looking incredibly lost, wondering what the hell is going on and why he's not at home with his grandchildren.
There you go. It's Eric Macramalla, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda.
A Paul Martin drop too. Which
that was. I
remember him from the Pittsburgh days.
I'm just going to be honest here. My prime minister knowledge isn't that great.
No, you're socials.
I did meet Harper. Interviewed him in Lethbridge at Whoop Up Days. He was there. It was a small scrum, but I was in on that one. I remember that being a big day. I was pretty fresh in my radio career at the time, and I remember like calling my parents after and being like, I just talked to the Prime Minister, Harper. He's in Lethbridge for Whoop Up Days, and he was wearing a funny-looking cowboy hat to fit in. But that's my only,
Never had a politician come to your door, like to
be honest with you,
councilman, alderman?
Must have been. I don't really dive into votes that much. I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants and see what I'm feeling that day.
Yeah.
Am I really going to make that much of a difference in the end?
No, nobody does it.
780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We are cruising along. We're going to smash through 300 here. So be a part of it, right? That would be great. Oilers and Jets tonight. Greg Wyshynski, who did last week on our show, picked Dallas to win the Stanley Cup. Now, the 2 previous years, he picked Edmonton. So he's decided to get away and not jinx them anymore. So Wyshynski will be by just after 8:30 today. We'll get to your orange and blue breakfast coming up as well for GCL Diesel. That is on the way. That's good. We got to dive into that still. We got 3 questions from any kind of you. Are you going to fire up the toaster?
Well, why not?
We might as well.
You brought him in. What are you going to do? Bring him in, leave him in there, and then Gage eats them?
Well, that's what's going to happen if we don't do it.
As well. Exactly.
All right. Oh, exciting times. Blizzards and take and bake pizzas.
Yes.
From Italian Center.
It's all going on.
That's good. And so, can somebody please get Trevor Donaire?
Yeah.
Unbelievable over here. If you'd like to play kind of easy trivia right now, gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual up for grabs. You just need to get 3 of the 5 questions correct. You win a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's. Text Trevor right now, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. If you'd like to play kind of easy trivia today, it's good to be working today. I mean, we only had 1 bad day there on TuneIn and iHeart, but it does feel good to be back.
It was a bump, yeah.
Well, there's still people listening, but it was obviously something weird going on, but they sorted that out. And
Nathan again. Say his name. Say his name.
Nathan. Thanks, man. He also said at the end, he goes, if you ever have disruptions again, feel free to reach out.
Did he ever mention anything about the big delay where he kind of disappeared for a couple hours there? No, that was just...
I said, give me your address. I'm going to send you an A&W gift card. Go try the Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger. That's what I'm going to say to him. If you want to play kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. 3 questions too many. Kind of easy trivia. That's good. Orange and Blue Breakfast. Greg Wyshynski. All still to come here in hour number 3 on a game day as the Oilers open up their season at home against the Winnipeg Jets.
The Ottawa Senators have signed goaltender Linus Ullmark to a 4-year, $33 million extension this morning. Oilers and Jets tonight from Rogers Place. It's one of 5 games this evening. The GCL Diesel pregame show with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas will get going at 7 here at Edmonton Sports Talk with the postgame show to follow. Last night, Blues over the Kraken 3-2. Panthers topping the Bruins 6-4. And the Utah Hockey Clubs winning their home opener 5-2 over the Chicago Blackhawks. Mets topping the Phillies 7-2. They take a 2-1 series lead. San Diego also going 2-1 up on the Dodgers as they would hang on for a 6-5 victory. All 4 divisional round series continue later today and tonight. Week 6 in the NFL kicks off tomorrow when the Niners visit the Seahawks. You can join me back at the Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. Smoked brisket cheesesteak on special and your next chance at some NFL merch. And AJHL action from last night. Grand Prairie all over Devon 6-1. Devon will remain on the road. They visit the Whitecourt Wolverines in the lone game this evening. Take your career to the next level with Claiborne Services. They are hiring all positions, including journeyman bricklayers and apprentices of all levels. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind knowing they are an industry leader in safety. Check out www.claiborneservices.com or make it easy and call Jeff, 780-910-6728.
Drop. Let's go, Oilers, let's go. Let's go, Oilers, go. I hear the Oilers come, boarding on the plane, off to the United States to play Canada's favorite game. A chance to win the glory, a chance to win the cup. Let's go, Oilers, let's go. Let's go, Oilers, go. Bring it back to our World Saint City, the city of champions. Since I was just a baby, gonna send the Dallas Stars, all who tried but failed. We got Skinner rock solid between the pipes and McDavid, our holy grail. Ekholm on the back end, and don't forget the Bouchard ball. Sweeping rats off the ice in Edmonton, and bring us Lord Stanley's Cup. Lord, let's go, let's go, let's go. I hear the Oilers coming, boarding on a plane, off to the U.S. of A to play Canada's favorite game. Chance to win the glory, a chance to win the glory. Bring it back to our Austin city, the city of champions. Let's go. Bring it back to our Austin city, the city of champions.
Go Oilers, let's go. Let's go Oilers.
Let's go.
Hey, how good is that? Man, that's going to be a fun year mixing that bad boy in. Trev was bouncing around. He's having a good time. The pizza in. Is it in? Did you put the pizza in?
Yes, the pizza is in. The pie is in the oven.
All right. We'll see how
Pie
it goes.
is in the oven.
All right. That's good. Coming up here around 8:25 today. Greg Wyshynski is going to join us as well. We'll get to that. Orange and Blue Breakfast still to come for GCL Diesel. We'll get into that. Busy third hour here, actually. Your text message is 780-218-9999. Nathan the Welder's in and says, guys, I had my wife order donaires for my birthday party during the playoffs. She ordered too much, and I ate leftover donaires for lunch the whole week. Was the best lunches at work ever.
Love it.
A donaire birthday party for a grown man. What a cool idea.
Uke was making those homemade ones, hey, at the... At
where?
my stag.
At your stag he
He's
was.
got those homemade loaves. That's not bad.
You know what?
He makes a pretty mean homemade donaire, I'll say that.
It was pretty good, asterisks, for a homemade donaire.
Yeah. He gave me a loaf. I'd take it home. I'd just shave off slices whenever I want, put them in the pan and just,
That's cool.
Don't even need to make the... Yeah,
But only if you have one of those... I like
you can
those
do
ones.
that for the...
I don't like the cut one. I like the guy who uses the machine.
The
It's just
electric,
so cool, man. What a skill. All right, kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever. If you want to have good food in a casual setting, Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, they get it done for you. You don't have to worry about that. Classic Mike Burger. The Nielsen recommendation. Who's playing kind of easy trivia? We got to snap a slide here. We're 2 losses in the last 3 days.
Not a good look. And today, Corey is going to get us off the schneid.
Corey is going to try to get us off the schneid today with kind of easy trivia. Corey, you ready to play?
I'm ready to go.
All right. I will start the ticker after I read the first question. We need 3 of 5 to turn down the suck around here. All right, here we go. Good luck. Who do the Oilers play tonight?
Winnipeg.
Name one defenseman on the Jets.
Alabama.
Which NFL team fired their head coach yesterday?
Jets.
Who was the quarterback of the Jets?
Rogers.
Which city do the Padres call home? He got it. He got it.
And he got it!
What a win.
Another 5! Are you kidding me? That's right! Who do you think you are? I am! Get it right!
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
That's a peddling.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Ooh, you better believe that's a peddling.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's a peddling.
The first year, we took it to the limit.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Game day, Club Beat Loop, Oilers and Jets. Tonight from Raja's Place.
The banner unveiling.
Banner unveiling, not lifting it, but banner unveiling.
It's important we get that
It'll
right,
be
too.
covered, right? And then they'll pull the cover up and you'll be like, oh, a banner. So that'll be pretty cool. You'll have that going for you tonight. We will have the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game show going for you tonight. 7 o'clock start.
Yep.
Tom Gazzola, Hernan Salas.
Taking you home.
Matt Cassian. And then after the game, as you're leaving the game, if you're looking for that crystal clear coverage, we got you. Tune in, iHeart, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, over on YouTube. And I'm sure Nance will be settling back into his old groove.
Spice. Yeah.
And that was close, though.
Well, Bones says Roseanne was warming up.
Oh, yeah. When he
was in the pen.
When he hesitated on the Jets D-man, and then I think he said Hellebuck.
Yeah.
I was like, uh-oh. I mean, we might be in trouble here.
Kind of like the Kamara answer from yesterday. He does play the defensive side of the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't have given it to him.
Not giving
We gotta increase our standards.
Yes.
For kind of easy trivia. For the longest time, I was like, oh, but you know what? Maybe that's why. Maybe I'm the reason it's slipping.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe I'm just too light on guys for years, and now it's like, I don't even need to pay attention. I still win it. Not anymore.
Standards, eh?
Not anymore. It's time to crank this thing up a notch.
You've had a score blizzard.
Well, I mean, you know what? My life will never be the same.
No, it's severe breath.
Yeah, some people thought you were a man when you turned 40. Turns out you're not a man until you have a score blizzard after the age of 40.
You're seeing life differently through a different lens. Eh?
I'm going to go pick up a score blizzard today and put it in the back of my truck and drive it around. Just because I'm a man with a blizzard in a truck. That's what I'm going to do. We've got That's Good coming up.
Pies in the oven.
Pies in the oven.
And do they ever fit nicely in that toaster oven?
Just full perfect. Pizza fit in that toaster oven?
Just perfect. Just perfect.
Well,
I saw Gator shove it in a Delicio there the other day.
That's what I was like, what are you doing?
They're a little bigger. This just, it's like it was made for it.
Well, we should get the brand of toaster oven that is, and then talk to the crew at the Italian Center and say, you guys should sell these toaster ovens just with, like, buy 10 pizzas, get a toaster oven.
It's a good match, yeah.
It's nice to have just a little pizza oven, which apparently we have.
Yeah. Got to get one of those big boards, too, where you...
Yeah. I still don't know where that thing came from.
The oven?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. I don't know.
Yeah. It wasn't there before. Yeah. Anyway, very cool. We're making the most of it, though, so that's nice. Let's get into 3 questions too many today. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment?
3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where Mitch unveils a banner in his office every single day. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. Daily banners, for performance and such.
Vehicle sold.
Yeah. Perfect attendance this week at work, that type of thing. But it's good to keep the morale up around the...
They're only for him, though. Not for anybody else.
No, but show. Gather around, staff.
Here's my banner this week.
Another banner for Mitch.
Showed up 2.5 days on the banner. I like that one. All right, do you have a Twitter account?
I do. It's at Lieutenant_Eric, where I've made an Oilers prediction this morning. You can find that.
You did?
At Lieutenant_Eric.
I didn't see this. I didn't see this.
It is puck drop on the regular season, so you might as well get out there, and get a little bullish.
What was your risky prediction today? Oh, I see the pie is in the oven. Whoa. Hey, calm down over there, Homer. I think the Oilers are a playoff team? Who are you, Stoff? Unbelievable.
I'm saying it now, and you can quote tweet it and retweet it when they.
Good for you, man.
When they get that X beside the name.
You know what? I'm going to save this. I'm going to
put it in your draft.
I'm going to bookmark that thing. Yeah. I'm bookmarking.
Do you bookmark a lot of tweets?
No, it's only ever by accident.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I bookmarked this one, so when they make the playoffs or when they clinch, I can go back and be like, Eric had it first.
The first day you get the X.
That's pretty cool. All right, let's get into question number 1. I figured this would come in at some point. We've kind of already hit on it a little bit, but. Guys, I hate to be that guy, but how ridiculous does Broberg in St. Louis look right now with the state of the Oilers' blue line?
Well, it's a coincidental ridiculous, like, whatever. I think we kind of touched on this earlier in the show, and the Oilers' blue line is what it is. It may not be what it is by the end of the season, or when they get the X, or when they're heading into the playoffs, right? So, whatever. It sucks, and it sucks now, you look at it. And you can say that about the left side as well. If Skinner maybe doesn't show up for a little bit and Holloway pops off with 2 or 3 goals here. I mean, but that's how it is. And I think generally with this team, I don't think it's going to be much of an issue moving forward, especially this season.
The only thing is that Broberg's getting the opportunity in St. Louis right now that he would have also got, if not more, here in Edmonton.
Yes, and not the same with Holloway when playing at the top line.
Well, Holloway's playing on the top line.
Exactly.
If they decide to keep Holloway and don't sign Skinner, Holloway would have been the second line left winger.
Yeah.
So he's a top 6 in St. Louis. He would have been a top 6 here if they didn't sign Skinner. So, I mean, I don't think this is really
lots of things can still happen. It's just it's an initial.
It's tough to see. I get it. I understand it. Broberg played over 20 minutes last night, had a goal in the win. Holloway played on the top line, set up Broberg's goal, if you can believe it, or he's in on Broberg's goal in a win. It's one day. It's one game. Are the Oilers better if they kept those two guys somehow? Yes, of course they are. The Oilers got trigger happy with their cap. Didn't think they were going to get squeezed. They screwed up. The Oilers organization screwed up the cap management. It cost them Broberg and Holloway. They got some assets back in compensation, but that's what happened. I mean, they screwed up. They lost those two guys. Whatever. Had to move on. The only part where this really, really, truly stings at some point is if the Oilers, and I don't know how this is possible with Connor McDavid, like he's going to deliver a Stanley Cup to this city. Even if it's just one, he's going to get one. He's too good not to. But if for some crazy reason they don't, I could see people for years pointing back and being like, you let your two best young assets get scooped up because of piss poor cap management. And those are the younger guys that you could put into a group that's kind of full of older guys. But that's pretty drastic.
Well, Ziploc Smart says he doesn't look $4.5 million good in brackets yet. It's been one game. Let's reevaluate in a couple of months.
And somebody texted in earlier and said he got caved defensively. But whatever. I didn't look at the analytical stuff. But
this is like the preseason too. You look at the things you want to look at to create the narrative, right? And I think a lot of angles here. And certainly too, if you brought up that scenario, if that doesn't happen, people can look back on this and say, oh yeah, that's the main issue and the main reason it didn't. But
all right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Ducky is in this morning and says, guys, score Blizzard with cookie dough. You'll thank me later. Ducky, guy, where were you earlier? I mixed a cookie dough Blizzard with a score Blizzard, and I fully agree. It was delicious, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I invented it today. I don't think anybody in the history of Blizzard's ever done that before, so
I had a DM.
You're welcome.
DM yesterday from Pills04. He says, a game changer to the Blizzard. First of all, scores lead, Oreos right up there too. But the key to a Blizzard is get an extra scoop of your topping.
That's what I do. Extra. It's called extra stuff
on the top. Truly changed the way. So maybe you do that with the score now too, and really spruce things up. Or the score on top of the cookie dough, or vice versa.
I wonder if I could say I'll get a score Blizzard with extra cookie dough stuff.
I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure you can do that. Cool. Question number 2. Boys, give me one pleasant surprise on the Oilers this year and one player you have a bad feeling about. Trev, feel free to chime in on this one. One pleasant surprise on the Oil and one guy that you just sort of have a bit of a bad feeling about.
Surprise.
It's tough because who's going to get the opportunity to really surprise?
Well, define surprise, I guess, too, in a sense. I mean,
I'll say this. Connor Brown scores 15.
Okay.
Would that be a surprise? That would be a pleasant surprise.
Point marker type of, yeah, sure.
I'll go that. I'll go Connor Brown somehow scores 15 goals. That'll be my pleasant surprise.
Noah Philp becomes a mainstay fixture in the lineup.
It's not ready already, is it? Unbelievable. Look at this.
Amazing.
Look at this. Holy smokes.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
That was 10 minutes. Thank you, my man.
Mysterious man.
The mysterious man who's helping us out here today. Nobody will know. Look at
God,
this.
That looks good, eh?
Okay, we'll get to it in a second. Let's finish 3 questions in a minute. That looks real nice.
Podkolzin, actually. But is it a
it's
surprise?
almost like by default. It's almost like the only thing he could do is surprise us, you know?
I know.
As far as guys that I'd be worried about, I mean, everybody thinks kind of a little bit worried about Skinner. Trev, is there anybody you have a bad feeling about with this team this year?
Bad feeling about? I got a good feeling about Troy Stecher. I'm excited to see.
Good for you. So that's a nice feeling.
I talked about it last year, and I'm excited to see him, play as many games as possible. And I think people are going to be like, in the middle of the year, be like, you know what, Stecher, he's actually doing pretty good. I'm surprised. So I think I'm excited to see what he can do. Hopefully I'm right on that. And then as far as people I'm worried or... I don't know. Is this a hot take? It might be a hot take. I
feel tea in my crotch.
That'll happen.
Ow.
So I'm going to go with Stuart Skinner. I'm a little worried for Stuart Skinner.
Wow. That's a tough worry. That's a tough worry right there.
I'm worried. Not going to lie.
I don't know who I'd be worried about.
Nurse Bimson.
I mean, I don't. What's that?
Like the combination of Nurse.
Yeah, I guess I'd be worried a bit about second pair D.
That's a good word.
Big Slam Nasty says, guys, Broberg scoring in the first game is like breaking up with your junior high girlfriend. Then she gets her braces off the next week. Stings at first, but you remember why you did it. Like, yeah, okay. That's pretty good. I like that, Big Slam Nasty. That's a funny text. Let me make a note. We got lots of Macramalla intros today, but That's kind of a funny text. Big Slam Nasty. How's this? How's this? Can you give us,
I had a huge cheese
Look
stretch on
at
the
this.
I couldn't wait. I'm sorry. I just couldn't. I couldn't. Can't be sitting there and cooked to perfection.
That was so quick. We must have the best toaster oven ever.
But the fit.
Unbelievable. That's good. One more question, then we'll get to them. That's good. Guys, is there anything that can happen in the next 3 weeks to make Trey Ford stay long term?
Like,
not unless they say, "Hey, Trey, Jarius
like
is gone."
A gift of some sort, like a, you promise like a.
How about take and bake pizza from Italian Center
with the oven?
With the oven, of course.
No, like what? Like in terms of game, like he's starting, right? He'll probably start this. Like he's starting this one. He'll start the next one.
If management comes back, there's literally nothing that can happen between now and the end of the season that will make Trey stay.
Lack of options. But the question was, what do they give him?
I still think he'd rather go be a backup somewhere else and stay here.
Fair enough. Maybe, yeah.
He would. He'd rather have a fresh start somewhere else, I think, than stay here. If they're like, hey, you're still the backup to Jake Mayer.
Yeah.
Like that type of thing.
The backup to Jake Mayer.
I mean, who knows what world we're going to be living in then? 3 questions too many. Brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda. All right, let's dive into That's Good. And I really didn't have anything from That's Good because I was just so excited to try the pizza today. I have to say,
I think we can just settle on it if you want.
Like, this is just That's Good.
Why not?
If you've not yet, I mean, many of you have tried it. There's a reason. Some people call it the most popular pizza in the whole city. Hand-stretched, house-made dough, topped with the signature sauce, the best ingredients from the deli are, and I looked this up, I looked the pronunciation of this up after.
Pizziola.
Yeah, well, I forgot. Is that what it was? Pizziolos.
Yeah.
Their pizziolos have done the hard work, so you just need to throw it in the oven or a toaster oven.
Yes.
And you look like a hero in 10 minutes. And our mystery man today was a hero.
Yeah. Also, I would suggest dining in there, a fantastic experience. It feels like you're in Europe. You got the little tables. You can have a little glass of red. Languages being spoken around you. It's quite something.
Yeah, Italian probably.
A lot of it is Italian, yeah. But there's a lot of it. It's like you're in Italy with tourists coming from all over the world. So you feel like you're there, but it's...
This is delicious pizza.
It's amazing.
Now, Trev, how good is this right now?
It's really good.
How does it compare to the 4 donairs you ate last week?
This tops it easily. I'm donaired out.
I already have the hot takes mitt, but I'm going to drop a hot take right now. Despite being smaller pepperoni is tastier than bigger pepperoni. It just, it curves up.
The curve up, yeah.
You could put two Smarties in one of those things of pepperoni. It would be really good.
Doesn't feel like a big piece of ham type of thing.
Mm-hmm. And the crust on these pizzas are unbelievable too.
You don't leave any on the plate. There's no dry bread, hanging around there.
Look at this cheese section right here. Oh my God. I've never seen such a thing.
If you go back in the video, my initial slice rip.
Real nice.
This high.
There's a delicious pepperoni pizza. Get them today at the Italian Center because, look, hockey's back. That's good. The others are playing tonight. That's good. What more could you really want? Trev, you let us know if you want another slice of this delicious pizza. What'd you say? You say, I'm good. Look at this. All right, let's do this. Let's circle back around to Coolbet because we got to build a little EST parlay for the hockey game tonight. Mm-hmm. So let's give you the numbers here on the Oilers. The Oilers are minus 169. Nice. Minus 169 favorites at home tonight against the Winnipeg Jets. Jets are paying plus 143. Hustle and I will have like a battle royale on the lock shop today over this game. From
what
11
is
to 12.
the ST Bowl?
It's the lock shop bowl.
Yeah,
the lock shop bowl today. Total is 6. The Oilers, if you like them to win by 2 or more, it's plus 145. As far as player props go. Okay, so for our EST parlay today, we obviously have to get on the Oilers just money line, minus 169. That'll be in there. Okay, so Oilers to win tonight. If you're watching over on YouTube right now, first of all, hammer the thumbs up, sub to the channel. But also, if there's a player prop that you like tonight, get it over to us right now. We can get that in. Trev, can you throw up the Coolbet stuff? Yeah, we can get that in right now. So, maybe I think your pick will be horrible and we're not going to put it in here. But maybe you got a good one. So 7-8 shots, 2-8. Well, I was looking at shots.
Okay.
Something that I found somewhat intriguing from a shots perspective. Where do we come out on Victor Arvidsson over 2.5 shots tonight? Riding shotgun with Draisaitl. If anybody's going to be fired up like this, he's a hound on the puck.
That's easy. Yeah, that's easy.
I think it, right? Don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Now, we're not going to get that power play time. You're going to have to come up with like 3 even strength shots here. But I think I like Victor Arvidsson over 2.5 shots. Rick, are you opposed to Arvidsson over? Okay, so
let's do it.
Oilers money line. Arvidsson in his Oilers regular season debut over 2.5 shots. So that's our shot prop. Let's see what the ridiculous numbers of McDavid are at. Like, it's the first. McDavid's a freak. It's the first game of the season, and you can't even get him to just get a point. Like, it's not worth it from an odds perspective. Like, Leon Draisaitl's minus 312, Bouchard's minus 211, Hyman's minus 226. Connor McDavid over 1.5 points is already minus 128. Season hasn't even started yet. That's how ridiculous he is. Let's see here. Jeff Skinner to have a point tonight is plus 151. After the slow off season, does he get the message that was sent?
The Bettino Heat.
From the Bettino Heat.
Like,
Craig Button.
You know that's going to be a motivator for him.
Does Craig Button motivate Skinner to get a point in his debut? Do we go new guys parlay?
And we all make money off it.
Trev looks hesitant. Trev looks hesitant on this Jeff Skinner point.
I was going to finish off the show. I remember last year during the regular season, we'd be like, any takes for tonight? And I was going to say to finish the show today, I think Jeff Skinner opens the game up with a goal.
Whoa. So you're okay with a point then?
So I think he's going to get a point. And exactly the Bettino Heat. I think he was listening. He was tuning in. He was like, I don't like that. I want to be in Craig's good books.
Of course. He's a huge ESTer.
Yep.
Jeff Skinner. But you know what? He should be, though. He's a funny dude. You see some of the videos that Jeff Skinner does? He's a funny guy. So Jeff, okay, oh boy, we are cooking something up here. Jeff Skinner with a point, plus 151. Arvidsson with over 2.5 shots, minus 160 something. Oilers to win. Need one more. Let's throw
Zulu says Hyman over on shots.
2 shot props?
D-Rock says Bouchard assist.
Bouchard assist. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so Bouchard assist. Skinner point. This is how I want this to go down. I want Arvidsson to get the initial shot and then bang 2 rebounds on net. One, that covers all 3 shots.
Sure.
Then the rebound gets kicked out to Bouchard, who fires it over to Skinner, and Skinner puts it in the back of the net. We cash it on one play.
No sweat.
Oilers win 1-0. That would be pretty legendary. All right, so there you go. That's your EST parlay today. Don't go bet it right now. Let us get it up. We'll get you a little bit of a bonus. Then you bet it. All right, so the Coolbet boys are probably watching. We are looking at Oilers money line, Arvidsson over 2.5 shots, Skinner point, Bouchard assist for our first EST parlay. I feel pretty good about this. Yeah, Trevor giving a nice nod over there. He's ready to go. I like that. All right, so there we go. That'll be your EST parlay. First of, probably 82 this season. Probably even more. I'll probably do 2 for some games.
Well,
so be ready. Watch for that. That'll be available in the exclusive section over at coolbet.com. We look forward to riding on it together tonight. And we'll recap it a little bit more on the Lock Shop today from 11 to 12 with myself and Huss. On the way next, Greg Wyshynski, huge Oilers hater, picked the Stars to win the Cup. Can you believe this guy? Holy smokes. Wyshynski's going to join us coming up next. We got the Orange and Blue Breakfast still to come as well for GCL Diesel. Get you ready for the game tonight. If you missed Tales of the North earlier, you can just scroll back on YouTube. If not, it'll be available on the podcast form a little bit later on. Maybe we circle back around there a little bit later on for Sound of the Day as well. We could certainly do that just to get you ready for the game tonight. Let's get to, you know what? You know who needs to go here? Trev needs to go here. Sit and sleep. After those 4, there's nothing better than sitting down after eating a donair. Maybe laying down after eating a donair. And if you need a place to sit or sleep, well, then Sit and Sleep has you covered. Eric's got more on that after the update. Greg Wyshynski in less than 5 minutes.
Ottawa Senators have signed goaltender Linus Ullmark this morning to a 4-year, $33 million extension. Oilers and Jets tonight from Rogers Place in one of 5 games around the league. The GCL Diesel pregame show with Tom Gazol and Hernan Salas gets going at 7 o'clock here on Edmonton Sports Talk. They'll follow things up this evening with the postgame show as well. Last night, Blues over the Kraken 3-2. Panthers topping the Bruins 6-4. And Utah Hockey Club win their home opener 5-2 over the Blackhawks. All 4 divisional round series will continue later today and tonight in Major League Baseball. Last night, the Mets topping the Phillies 7-2. They lead that series 2-1, while the Padres, they also went 2-1 up on the Dodgers with a 6-5 victory. Week 6 in the NFL kicks off tomorrow when the Niners visit the Seahawks. You can join me for this one at the Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. It's your next chance to win some NFL merch and the smoked brisket cheesesteak on special. AJHL action last night saw Grand Prairie 6-1 over Devon. Devon remain on the road. They'll visit Whitecourt tonight in the lone game. The wait is over. Sit and Sleep is now open. Celebrate with 20,000 square feet of savings on the trendiest furniture, home decor, and mattresses. Apply for your Sit and Sleep card today to make no payment for 18 months interest-free and be entered to win your purchase up to $5,000 on furniture and home decor. Next to Planet Fitness, South Edmonton Common.
I think it's today, yeah. Connor Brown scored last night, his dragon is slain. He's finally off the schneid. He's finally off the schneid. Connor Brown's off of the schneid. It's about time. He's had chances galore, 2-1s and breakaways, yeah. But he could never score, even strength the power play. He's finally off the schneid. He's finally off the schneid. Connor Brown's off of the schneid. It's about time. Got to play McDavid line. You should have scored once, you should have scored twice by now. And got to play alongside Drive. How could he not score? How did he not score? How? He's played on every line, but he's best on PK. Yeah. He could never find the twine till he found his last game. He's finally off the schneid. He's finally off the schneid. Connor Brown's off of the schneid. It's about fucking time.
There you go. That is the Connor Brown off the schneid song that we had last year. Could be looking for a big year for him. Spency 5 cents. He says, guys, Brown scoring that first goal last year is still my favorite thing to happen since last season when he finally got the goal and it's crazy because like that guy got ripped by fans and media alike. I'm not saying that but and deservedly so when you score for 60 games, but like the moment he scored, it was like they were going to do a parade for him. It's funny how things can turn around so quickly here.
You love a winner.
If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up. Changing 300. That's real nice. Well done, everybody. Let's keep hammering that. Let's go.
Changing 200.
There we go. Greg Wyshynski is going to join us. Picked the Dallas Stars to win the Cup last week. He does not like what he sees from the Edmonton Oilers this year, obviously. Let's go to Greg Wyshynski this morning. Greg, just so you know, we've already started that narrative, right? Like you're back as an Oilers hater again, just so you know.
I mean, I'm a realist. It's hard to repeat. It's hard to go back. I mean, I know we've been spoiled by teams like the Lightning and the Panthers that make these multiple trips to the Cup final, but the West is a grind. I mean, hell, you know, they were fortunate to make their way out of that Vancouver series, right? So this isn't to say the Oilers are going to be bad. They're going to win the division, I think, pretty handily. This is just to say that I think that there is another bridesmaid in the Western Conference that people sleep on, and it's the Stars. And I think the Stars mix right now is great.
It is.
You know, the the guys that we know, Ben, Duchesne, Sagan, over 30, the guys that are straight in their prime, Robertson and Heiskanen and Hintz. And then this, like, next wave of guys like Wyatt Johnston's going to replace Pavelski on that top line. They've got Ottinger. I think they do need to find that Tanev guy again at the trade deadline. But the good news for them is that basically all that's available at the trade deadline is going to be defensive defensemen. So they'll find somebody. But I think this might be the year they break through.
It is pretty remarkable. Like, I'm trying to think, and I'm sure I'm probably over exaggerating here, but I don't know how many teams have done it to the point where you're right. They've got the older guys, a great group of guys in their prime, and like three, I don't want to say young studs, but three really good young guys that we're expecting good. Like, this is how every organization should do it. It's been, and if they deliver a cup with this formula, the next three guys move on, and then you still got the other guy. It's just, I'm very impressed, man. It blows me away every time I look at how the Stars are constructed.
I refer to it as the hockey parfait. You want all of those delicious layers all kind of working in harmony together. You take a big spoonful, you get all the flavors in one bite. It's kind of where their Stars are right now. But again, like, they've also played a lot of hockey too, and they've been unable to win the big games that they've needed to in those conference finals against the Knights and against the Oilers. So we'll see. I tend to believe that Oilers series last year might have gone a little differently if Joe Pavelski wasn't like hockey Joe Biden at that point, right? Like, I think it probably would have gone a little bit differently. But now they've got Johnson on that line. I was talking to Jim Nill, their general manager, the other day, and he's like, it's going to look a little different because I think Johnson likes to possess the puck a little bit more than Joe did. But it's also going to look the same in the sense that, Wyatt Johnston has lived with Pavelski. He's learned under the master on how to go to the net and capitalize on those chances that Hintz and Robertson create. So they're a real good hockey team. But again, like, the West is a grind, and it wouldn't shock me to see the Oilers break through again.
We saw the Panthers come out pretty good last night. The Oilers will unveil the Western Conference banner tonight. We were asking people earlier in the segment when we do call the Fan Zone, like, what are fair expectations for them coming out of the gate? Maybe not just tonight, but in the month of October after, having your heart ripped out of you at the end of Game 7 last year, relatively quick turnaround, and maybe not finding the emotion.
Some tough opposition.
Yeah, like,
too.
I won't be overly surprised if they're a 500 hockey team in October. What do you expect from the Oilers out of the gate?
First of all, is Connor going to come out for the Western Conference banner raising, or is he going to be like so bitter? He's just going to be back in the dressing room, stalking around like Darth Maul, getting ready for a lightsaber.
He has no time for second place banners, man. He just doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. No, I listen. I think they're going to be great out of the gate. Look, I truly believe that the team that they were after Chris Knobloch took over is going to be the team that they are this season, and they've only gotten better on paper. I mean, Arvidsson and Skinner being in your top 6 or your top 9 makes you a better hockey team. I think that a lot of the concerns that they've had in the past about, say, like, who's our top defenseman, who's going to be our goalie, like, all of that is gone now. It's all these riddles about the Oilers have been solved. So I don't think there's going to be a hangover. I think they're going to be the best team in the regular season in the Pacific and probably in the West. Then it's just a matter of whether or not the good fortune that befell them in the postseason, getting good bounces here and there and getting extremely good health, let's be honest, lines up for them again.
What about the opposition tonight, man? What do you expect from Winnipeg? Great regular season last year. Not so much in the playoffs. Coaching change. Velarde's healthy. They've got some younger guys that they hope to step up there. I mean, you're still going to have Connor Hellebuyck between the pipes, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. But what type of expectations are you taking in the season for Winnipeg?
I have them outside the playoffs.
Okay.
I think that partly because I do think that there are some teams in the Central that are going to jump up and be better than them. I know that's going to take a hell of a tumble down the standings for them to be outside the playoffs, but I'll count myself as one of these people. I severely underrated how much Rick Bowness meant to that team. I think he had a knack for getting the best out of certain players in that roster. I think he had a knack for cleaning up a lot of defensive problems that they had within the system. I know Arniel kind of inherits that as the associate coach, but I just think that the change behind the bench is going to affect them. And I frankly think that Connor Hellebuyck dragged them to that point total last year and dragged into the playoffs. And maybe, if he takes a little bit of a step back statistically this year, it's going to mean they're on the outside looking in.
Greg, we talked about the West and obviously the Stars, Oilers you mentioned, and even touching on the Jets here. But let's take a look at the East. I mean, the Maple Leafs are taking center stage this evening as well. The whole nation awaits that. But Rangers also in action against Pittsburgh. What are you kind of liking out of the East, and how do you kind of see that shaping up? Not just a Cup Finals favorite, but your heavy hitters, so to speak.
Well, I mean, Florida really planted its flag last night. That was an impressive performance, and they didn't seem like they've skipped a beat insofar as the way that they've played throughout the last calendar year. I still think the Leafs will probably end up being the best team in the Atlantic. I think we've all come to realize they're a very accomplished regular season team. But the team that I think we are all very curious about, and so far so good, is the Devils. I mean, they went through a lot of pains in the offseason to plug a lot of holes in that lineup, to figure out what went wrong when they face planted last season. And I think, in my opinion, I got a story coming out on him tomorrow, finding the right coach. I mean, I think the way Sheldon Keefe coaches defense is the way that team needs to play. And I think that he also is kind of like perfect and tailor-made for being a guy that has already worked with a young star-studded core in Toronto, and in many ways helped them grow, in many ways got the best out of them and made them better players, and now kind of has to do the same with Jack Hughes, Luke Hughes, Simone Nemec, and then, if you want to go up a few years, Jesper Bratt and Nico Hischier. So again, you can't necessarily judge a season on 2 games, but in those first 2 games, they looked a hell of a lot more like the team from 2 years ago that played with pace and was absolutely tenacious than the disappointing team that they were last year.
Greg Wyshynski with us from ESPN. Greg, we have to talk a little bit about Shesterkin. Kevin Weeks yesterday saying he turned down $11 million a year. How much more could he get? How do you think this
Craig
settles
Button
out?
says blank check.
Craig Button said blank check. Unbelievable. Craig yesterday was on fire on our show, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think you can get, as good as Shesterkin is, I don't think you give him a blank check. How's this sort out, Greg? Well, who wins this battle? How's this go?
That's a good question. I mean, I think ultimately the Rangers win the battle, because I think he probably wants to stay in New York. It's much like the same thing as Swayman in Boston, where ultimately you're going to find some happy ground, even if the gap is palpable. But 11 million is not crazy, dude. Like Sergei Bobrovsky makes 10, and he's made 10 under a very restrictive cap. The cap's going to just keep going up. We're going to hit $100 million for a team salary cap within probably the next at least 3 years, maybe 2. And so the idea that you're the best goalie in the world, and I think he probably is, all due respect to Connor Hellebuck, and you think that you're worth that, who's to say you aren't? Who's to say you aren't worth 11.5 under an elevated cap if you are the best at your position in the world?
I can't wait to see how this sorts itself out. It's going to be a while, but it looks good. I like it. Greg Wyshynski with us. Greg, before I let you go, you look around a lot of the awards props and stuff, and McDavid's a heavy favorite for the Art Ross. Austin Matthews a heavy favorite for the Rocket Richard. The one that really intrigues me is the Calder Trophy this year. Who do you like for the Calder Trophy this year? And is there a sleeper or somebody that slides in and steals it away from the Mitchkoffs or the Celebrinis?
First off, can you clarify something about McDavid for me?
Yeah.
Is he going to be the goal-scoring McDavid this year, or the assist McDavid? Because if he's the
whatever he wants to be,
he's going to win the rush. He's going to win the Rocket Richard.
I don't know if that 1 year he's just like, you know what? I'll just show everybody I can score 60.
It's whatever challenge.
But I'm a 45-100 guy. You know what I mean?
I think the year he won the Richard though, wasn't that pre Zach Hyman?
Was that pre Zach Hyman? I think Hyman was already here, man. I'll double check.
I feel like he just decided that I'll just pass it to Hyman. Is kind of like his mode now. But I mean, I've been telling people that are like,
no, Hyman was here. It was just 2 years ago he buried 61. So
okay, so
64. Sorry.
I was talking to Arda, my podcast mate, the other day about Austin Matthews and the Rocket, and I said to him, I said, you have other candidates, Pasternak, players like that, but if Connor decides he's going to win the Rocket Richard, he's going to win the Rocket Richard. Like, that's really, for me, the thing is if he decides he's going to score, 65 goals, he'll score it. And so that's what is intriguing about that for me. But to answer your question, Michkov clearly has the juice right now as a Calder candidate before the season. I think people have seen the highlights. They get very excited. The idea of another young, explosive Russian rookie coming onto the scene on, the heels of Kaprizov, and then years before that, obviously Ovechkin and Malkin is very exciting. And I think that everything that I've heard and reported on from Flyers camp tells you that they're going to let him go. Like, Tortorella is not making a lot of noise, at least in the preseason, about crushing this guy's spirit and him being a healthy scratch 10 games into the season. Well, doesn't mean it won't happen, but so far you're saying all the right things. I'm picking Celebrini for a couple of reasons. One is I think he's just as highlight reel worthy as Michkov in some ways. I think he's going to do things that'll certainly, be those buzzy, social media clips that get passed around the season in the plays that he's able to make. But I'm also hoping that the Sharks are smart and they just do what the Blackhawks did with Bedard last year and say, we don't need you to play defense, man. We're terrible. like we'll figure that out down the road. Just score a bunch of goals, do your Connor Bedard thing, which he did, and he won the Calder. So if they let Celebrini cook and just not have to worry about being a 200-foot forward at his age on a team that would be better off being absolutely atrocious again, then I think he probably wins the Calder.
I lied because I said it was the last one, but I just have to know, do you think Ovechkin sets the record this year?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I think with that carrot in front of him, he's going to get it done this year. And I know that what we saw last year out of him goal scoring wise wasn't that impressive. And I know that in the playoffs, again, like, he was basically a non-playable character the way he played against the Rangers. But they're an improved team offensively up front. I think that, his production took a little bit of a hit without Backstrom there for the last couple of years. And then when the Kuznetsov thing went sideways, now they've imported, Mangiapane and whatever you get out of Dubois, Chychrun on the back end. Like, they're going to be, I think, a better offensive team than they were last year. So motivated to break the record. It's the Caps' 50th anniversary season as a franchise. We'll go to a big party they're doing tomorrow night in D.C. It would be appropriate, I think, if he was able to pass Gretzky this year, and I think Alex will.
Great chat, man. We'll do it again next week. Enjoy the first week of the season.
All right, boys. Thanks.
There you go. That's Greg Wyshynski, busy guy with the podcast and with obviously everything he's doing with ESPN, but find some time for us, which is great. All right, it is game day. Let's get into your orange and blue breakfast for the first time this season. Oh, it's very exciting. Oilers and Jets tonight. No, orange and blue breakfast. But this is good.
No, but Pinter would always,
Pinter would go,
He actually had the original. That's good.
What are you talking about?
Well, we'd play the intro and he'd be on there. That's good.
Oh, yeah, orange and blue breakfast. I get it now.
It's the breakfast.
It makes sense, yeah.
Food.
Orange and blue breakfast, the breakfast of champions.
Tango says McDavid switches to defense and wins the Norris.
He probably would.
He probably would. Like, challenge him to do it.
Nowadays, they just give it to the best offensive defenseman. Connor McDavid plays defense, gets 110 points. He's going to win the Norris Trophy.
And Rip City step if they do the 4 forwards, 1 D man.
Yes. Except for Gager. Gager doesn't think that. Gager was on Two Guys yesterday, said he'd take Makar ahead of McDavid starting a franchise today.
Saw that.
I saw that heat carried over to EST afternoons, which was funny. Orange and Blue Breakfast brought to you by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine components experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner with Edmonton Sports Talk, the Nielson Show, the Reed Wilkins Show, the pre- and post-game show. They're everywhere. They are our major partners when it comes to all of our coverage of the Oilers. So huge shout out to Cam and the crew over at GCL Diesel. All right, let's take a look at your projected lineups for tonight's hockey game between the Oilers and the Winnipeg Jets. The Oilers pretty much, we're going to see this for a while unless it really kind of goes off the rails, because they don't have anybody else really to slot in until maybe Philp gets recalled. But McDavid will be between Hyman and Nuge. Draisaitl between Arvidsson and Skinner. We need that point from Skinner, and we need 3 shots from Arvidsson in tonight's hockey game. Henrique with Matthias Janmark and Connor Brown. The best line you've ever seen for about 8 games. Let's see if that can continue. Small sample size. Let's be honest. Small sample size last year.
But that's all you can take.
I love small sample sizes.
Well, what else are you going to get?
Yeah.
It's
Costco. It's the Costco thing.
Sure. They're delicious.
Henrique, Brown, and Matthias Janmark, and then Derek Ryan with Podkolzin and Perry. Back end, Ekholm Bouchard, Nurse, and Ty Emberson. No pressure. And Brett Kulak with Stetcher. As for the Winnipeg Jets tonight, Winnipeg Jets, how about Wyshynski saying he has the Jets on the outside of the playoffs? Look at him.
Yeah. Interesting.
Mark Scheifele between Velarde and Kyle Connor. Got Velarde with the final pick of an 11-man, 18-round draft the other day. I couldn't believe he was still there. I wanted to look around the table like, you idiots. How's Gabe Velarde still there? But then I passed on him 17 times. So how can I be that? Like, I'm one of them. We're all idiots, I guess.
No.
Scheifele between Velarde and Kyle Connor. Nemesnikov with Ehlers and Perfetti. Big opportunity for Perfetti. They need him to kind of step up this year. Adam Lowry, their captain, with Mason Appleton and Nino Niederreiter. That's a good line. They got a good third line there. And this is a pretty good forward group for the Winnipeg Jets here. Rasmus Kupari with Iafallo and Morgan Barron. And then on the back end, Josh Morrissey and Dylan DeMello, Sam Burke, and Pionk. Hayden Fleury.
The Pionky Tonk Man. One of the best nicknames in.
If he was an Oiler, we would have a Honky Tonk Man song for Pionk. I almost want to do it, and he's a Jet.
Yeah.
You know, can you imagine a deadline pickup and you're just like, my God,
he's the one.
We got the Pionky Honk Man. Like, that would be so good.
Wow.
Yeah. Hellebuck versus Skinner for tonight's game. Let's get your injury report, which will feature a bunch of guys who weren't tough enough to play hockey tonight. Brought to you by Podium Physiotherapy. Knee pain from that nagging ACL injury or an MCL injury like I had. Hip or shoulder pain slowing you down. Back pain after long days at work. Yes.
They're speaking to you here.
I sit all day.
Do you sit in a chair all day and talk sports? Yes.
I'm still banged up when I get home. It's like, I need to go from sitting to laying immediately. Whether it's a sports injury, post-op recovery, that means operation. I know this lingo a little bit.
Yeah.
Post-op recovery or the wear and tear of everyday life. This is me. Our expert team is here to get you back on track. Podium Physiotherapy, NHL caliber treatment for the everyday individual. Oh, this sounds like a real nice place. Book now at podiumphysiotherapy.com. Who's not tough enough to play hockey tonight?
Well, for the Oilers, and this courtesy TSN, Derek Ryan listed as day-to-day as of October 3rd, but, we'll move on from that.
They only have 12 forwards.
Roby Yarventi, right? Is that how you say the name? IR, Evander Kane, LTIR. Carl Berglund on the IR, and Brady Stonehouse returns.
Stonehouse is still on
He's back with his
on the IR all last year.
Silhouette face. We'll see if he can go the distance again. For the visiting Jets, Jared Anderson Dolan on the IR, David Gustafsson day-to-day, Logan Stanley and Ville Heinola both on the IR as well.
So they're missing some blue liners.
Yes, sir.
Huh. That's interesting because I don't mind their blue line as is, and they're missing a couple of guys. So we'll see how. We'll see how the Winnipeg blue line sorts itself out as we continue to work our way through the season. But yeah, book now. Podium Physiotherapy, NHL caliber treatment for everyday individual. I want you to throw. I want rec league guys going in here and like acting like they're NHLers. Yeah. Getting dropped off.
Yeah, wearing the
somebody
sandals.
Drives with them there and waits and picks them up outside. That is your Podium Physiotherapy injury report right here on the Orange and Blue Breakfast, presented to you by GCL Diesel. Lieutenant Eric, your key to a victory in this hockey game tonight?
I'll say goaltending. Trev mentioned Skinner is a bit of a nervous about him. Man, I don't know if that was a question.
You are.
But you're going up against Connor Hellebuck tonight, and that's, this is a test for him. So we'll see about the goaltending. And also special teams, I think, too. Winnipeg were near the bottom of the metrics last year. We'll see if they can kind of spruce that up. But we all know nobody's really talking about the Oilers. And I mean, we all know what it is. Maybe it's such common knowledge about the power play, but maybe they're good for a couple of goals there. But I'll say goaltending will be the saw-off.
Trev, your worry about Skinner has me worried.
But was it worry with a capital W?
No, it's more so
it's a
like,
little W?
I know he can do it. We've seen it at times. It's just the consistency. Like he has a hard time putting, quite a few games together. And when he's good, he's good. But when he's bad, like it's really bad. And then, that's where the conversations creep in and people are, question him. And I'm kind of, I'd say I'm in that department. I'm just not fully sold on him. I know he's super young, and this is going to be a great season for him. Just to see, he's kind of like a Trey Ford, to see what you got. But I think there's a little bit of a question mark on him, right now. So that's where I'm at. All
right, all right, we'll see.
I know a lot of people that might be a hot take, but
the W thing when you say the alphabet frustrates me a little bit because I wish we would have done completely different letters for all of them, right? Like a W is still the same if it's a little w. A big X and a little x is still the same. Why couldn't they all be like A? Like the A is different.
Yeah.
Like a big C and a little c are still the same, but a D is different.
Your cursive,
like,
that's just
we
goes all over
mixed
the
it
place,
up a little bit.
But the handwriting is
just seems like people got lazy and like, I can't come up with another way to do a W. Let's just make it littler.
Do a big F.
Well, yeah, but they're like, let's just curve the
Looks
top
like
of
a
the
J.
F.
Well, yeah.
Even with the M, at least with an M, they curve the M's, but the W is still a W.
Yeah.
Frustrating. All right, let's get to my game day prediction. You brought up the power play. I'm going to go with, this is like, it's game one. I'm not sitting here trying to be a hero. I will say the Oilers, this is so lame. Even this is too lame.
That doesn't matter.
I was just going to say the Oilers score a power play goal.
Sure.
Can I do that?
Sure.
Trevor, am I allowed to do that? It's game one. It's the first game of the year.
Power play goal?
Just one power play goal.
I like it.
That's it.
That's not bad.
Can you imagine if they don't score a power play goal? I'm going to lose it tomorrow.
There's a good chance they're going to score a power
That is
play
the
goal.
safest prediction outside of, I guess the only way I could have been lamer would have been, I'll take Connor McDavid to have a point tonight. That's the lamest prediction. I think power play goal is probably the second lamest prediction that I could make. But it's the first game of the year. You want to start well, like for me and my predictions. And remember, if I don't get my prediction right, just forget it. If I do get my prediction right, please tweet it at me and explain how awesome I am.
Take off the bookmark.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. All right. That is your Orange and Blue Breakfast presented to you by GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. I like that. That's real nice. All right. Let's get into the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, go see Bruce and the Dream Team at William Huff. They've been doing it since 1952. Can you imagine somebody seeing the first thing in the city getting wrapped in 1952? What the hell is this? How's this even possible? Stock market was just recovering at
Everything's
the time.
black and white. They're moving around real fast.
Yeah.
They wrap it on.
Yeah. Anyway, WilliamHuff.com. What did we learn on the show today?
Lots of things.
I learned that Trev had 4 donaires last week. That's not good for you. That's coming from me, Trev. Think about that for a second.
Yeah, Trev.
Yeah, like I know I've got an addiction, okay? And I'm trying to be better. Like sometimes I'll just be like, the roommates are cooking right now, and it kind of frustrates me. And I'm like, what else to do? I don't want, this place. I don't want that place. And then I just,
I don't air.
I don't air. It just always is like one of the first options.
Do you get them as is, or do you you take off onions, or you put extra stuff on, or
extra sweet sauce every time?
Oh man.
A little bit of onions. I like jalapenos, banana peppers, lettuce, and extra cheese.
See, I just go I go donaire meat, extra cheese, extra sauce.
I could go for a donaire right now. I'm just joking.
You want to?
No. This is something I'm. It's a confession. I was going to confess it yesterday. It's a problem. I know it's a problem.
Should we start a group for you?
No, I'd like
Not
to.
yet.
I know, and it's not quite there yet.
Okay, let me know when it is. Because our group will go for donaires.
We can call it the donaire layer. Hey?
Yeah, donaire layer, and you only can have donaires when we're doing the podcast. That's it. I think that's a good way. We can all do that. We can all celebrate together. Yeah. That'll be real nice. What'd you learn today, Rick?
Well, you've married the flavors of cookie dough and score into one delicious blizzard combination. And thank you to Ian from Morinville DQ for
shout out, man.
dangerously dropping that order off this morning.
It was, wasn't it?
It's a jungle out there, baby.
Oh.
There were 3 people walking around the street when I went down to meet him. I've never seen that much foot traffic down there.
That's what do they call that? Riffraff.
Sure.
That's what that is.
Yes.
Man, I don't like seeing riffraff around. It's usually none of the riffraffs awake when we get here.
I know,
usually.
but that must be the hour. 7 o'clock is when it's all. No, they're all going to work.
Maybe they're coming out of that trailer. It's parked over there. All right, so let's see here. Let's get into your sound of the day today. I can probably run it back on YouTube to Tales of the North. Let's hit this again one more time. Let's see. When were we dressed up? We'll get to Tales of the North for your sound of the day. Here we go. This should be it. Are you excited? Oh,
It sure does.
Oilers tonight. Now, are they not taking the banner? They're not hanging the banner. They're just going to unveil the banner. I don't know. It's going on.
That's news to me. I thought they were going to hang it.
For an organization that has won like technically 3 banners in the last 35 years, hang the bloody banner.
No conference, no banners.
I get it. You won cups in the 80s, but like it's different
Just
now.
a cup.
Anyway, whatever. I'm assuming it's going up to the rafters tonight, and that's in the script for Tales of the North. All right, so let's. Rick, you ready to roll here?
Yes.
All right. All right, Tales of the North. Here we go.
Who owns the North? We do. Oh, King Connor of angered blood, thy compass runners beginnest noweth.
Tonight in the North, the rafters welcome another. After McDavid and his mighty men ravaged the Wild West in the spring of 24, the Kings, they were slayed. The Canucks, they were slayed. The Stars, yes, they were also slayed. As no warriors in the West were up to the task of containing Connor the Incredible. It was only the Rat King who eventually proved to be a fearsome foe. A victory celebrated by dozens on the beaches of Miami. Now tonight, a reminder is raised to the rafters of Rogers. A reason for redemption hangs above their heads as the journey to Lord Stanley's chalice once again begins. These are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land.
Beyond, 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 beyond.
That is your sound of the day today here on the Wrap, brought to you by William Huff. Text of the day today brought to you by A&W. We got a gift certificate to A&W. Your favorite teen burger has collabed with the Ruffles cheddar and sour cream chips combined in one unique taste. One-of-a-kind Ridges and Crunch, tried in all its teen burger glory, or crunch into its equally tasty sidekick, the Ruffles Crunch Buddy Burger for just $4.99. That's another thing I learned on the show today.
This morning wouldn't have happened without this one. I think this is true. It's like the king of collabs.
They're the front runner for best collab of all time.
Yeah.
But the other thing I learned today is that Jess Jackson celebrated a birthday today.
Yes.
So happy birthday, Jess, if you're watching, because you said her boy had one of these. Well, probably a buddy. Probably had the buddy.
He was listening when we mentioned it.
Oh, my goodness.
And I guess his reaction was,
wow. I just love it.
It's a family affair.
Let's get to your text of the day today. So text of the day, we had a bunch of Macramalla intros. And then, I think, was it Strummy that had a good one today? I can never read my writing. I don't know why I write these things down. Let's see here. That's not popping up. Maybe it wasn't Strummy today. Anyway, I got some Macramalla intros we can definitely get to for text.
Sickler's back home from his fantasy trip. If you want
sure he is. He's back home. Like he really went away.
What a trip it was. The stupid Asso text.
Oh, what was that one? What was that one? Maybe that was it.
Well, he's telling you how the Menendez brothers maybe.
Oh, no, definitely not that one.
Weren't as bad as you might think.
Hey, see, I think they're painting the Menendez brothers with a pretty bad brush.
I found that was a pretty entertaining. He follows it up with do some reading on it. It's quite a fascinating case.
I will. I'm gonna read on it. Let's go. Let's see. It comes down to a couple Macramalla intros here. EST legal analyst and guy whose natural body hair growth pattern is so beautiful he was put on display in the Louvre for 6 months. EST legal analyst and a guy who only makes the sloppiest of Joes. EST legal analyst and overly aggressive loofah user. Who are you going with? Which one do you like? Trev? No, you pick. You pick, Eric. I'll pick. Put in the Louvre for 6 months.
The Louvre?
The Louvre. I like the idea of Macramalla just standing there still for 6 months with just his body hair. They just so people are like, wow, that's fascinating. All right, there you go. Congratulations.
Follow up a text with that, I guess.
Tommy Rubella wins text of the day today. What are we watching tonight? We know what we're watching tonight. We're watching the Oilers and the Winnipeg Jets tonight.
Lots of baseball.
And we're breaking it down tomorrow. Yeah, four baseball games today. That's big. NBA preseason too. Mix that in. Hashtag Association City. All right, we got to go. Wong's going to kill us. Hangouts should start. Yeah, Hangouts got. We're out. Can't believe we're this late. A jam-packed Wednesday show. It's game day, man. What can you say? Hammer the thumbs up. If you're watching over on YouTube today, turn on autoplay. That'll take you right on over to the Hangout. That should be good. Our mystery man. That's another thing I learned. The mystery man makes a good zaw.
Hell of a
that's good. That's real nice. By the way, our mystery hockey insider tomorrow morning, 7:05. Still haven't revealed who that is.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, very exciting. You're going to love this one. All right, the Hangout's coming up. GCL Diesel pre- and post-game show. 7 o'clock tonight gets rolling, and then post-game after the game. We're getting you ready all day. EST afternoons, 1 to 3. Reed Wilkins Show, 3 to 6. You don't have to go anywhere else. Tune in, iHeart, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and right here on YouTube. The Hangout's coming up next. Fun show today. Take it easy.